You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Hey, hey, oi, oi. Hey, hey, oi, oi. In Trinidad and Tobago, politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have got a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we. From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand, the people of Trinbago. One country, one nation, one island. Chutney Pan and Calypso. It's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. In this nation is no more, and Mother China done disappear, gone away for good I'm sure. If we want to build a real nation, there can be no we and them. In spite of ethnic persuasion, all should fit in the system. Side by side we stand hand in hand within the society. This here paradise island, because you and I means we. From now on love and tears we. From now on race do not matter. From now on we means unity. From now on we are together. They cannot divide me again, cause we enter a new era. United we shall all remain, looking out for each other. Eric tell me matter they done. Today it is plain to see a new paradigm has begun, and that paradigm is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some politicians politicians have tried their best to keep we subdivided, as their policies would attest. And now we are united, using that old colonial scheme. They sought to divide and rule, because if we are not a team, we are more easy to fool. Look, they had us fighting each other, causing misery and pain. Now all these times are gone forever, before never again. From now on, Trinidad is we. From now on, one philosophy. From now on, Tobago shall be. From now on, standing equally. No more African, no more Indian. We shall all be citizens, forged together to build one nation. Though we are different persons, done away with the we and them. In this land of Black Trinity, whenever we sing the anthem, from now on is only we. No more we and them. From now on, this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on, this nation is we and we and we and we. No more we and them. From now on, this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on, this nation is we and we and we. No more we and them. From now on, this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on, this nation is we and we and we and we.
I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life terribly imbalanced. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. It's torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. As long as you have the cash and all your strings attached, you're on earth but living in heaven. There's nothing for the poor or as evermore. Life in a lion's den. Hungry man shall aspire to keep the high man on top, to take him higher and higher. The poor one must struggle till he drop. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Down in South Africa, white men with gun power have the natives under subjection. The black majority live in poverty, all because they ain't strong. Black man life is a thoroughfare. Nature make him a slave. South Africa is a nightmare for colours from cradle to the grave. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master play. Dun dun da da da, 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 dun dun da da da. Today is bound to hold. Nature will somersault, bringing sudden death to this wild place. And only those who clean going to make this scene. How you work, you get paid. Sufferers shouldn't worry. Nature taking its course. Tomorrow you may be happy. Just hold on. If you let go, you're lost. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master play. Dun dun da da da, 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 dun dun da da da.
Get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. You get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that eagle eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. You got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, it's a terrible journey, back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, make up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to...
Oh Lord, I thank you.
I give thanks.
Yes, I thank you.
Said I thank you.
Oh Lord,
Oh yeah.
I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Lord, I
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. For the strength that I feel when a new day is dawning. Lord, I thank you. For the breath that I breathe when I wake up in the morning. Lord, I thank you. For the hope of life and the many, many blessings. Lord, I thank you. For the wrongs you made right and for keeping me from stressing. Lord, I thank you. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Yes, I thank you. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. When I don't understand the wind that is blowing, Lord, I thank you. And I can't see your hand, but I've got to keep trusting. Lord, I thank you. When the light goes dim with darkness encroaching, Lord, I thank you. When I'm out on a limb and you keep me from falling, Lord, I thank you. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Say I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you.
for your mercy and grace that is so amazing. Lord, I thank you. And the beautiful place that you guide my steps in. Yeah. What I'm trying to say in this song is that I'm grateful. And there is nobody else in this world that is so faithful. Lord, I thank you. Yeah. Lord, I thank you. Yeah. Lord, I thank you. Yeah. And Lord, I thank you. Said I thank you. I thank you. Yeah. Lord, I thank you. Yeah. Lord, I thank
Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother. Cover my sister. Them who under pressure. Cover, cover, cover. Cover the preacher. Every church worker. The young believer. Cover, cover, cover. The worship leader and intercessor. Every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Oh, let me start out over. Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You have on a mauve t-shirt. You have on a burgundy t-shirt, a purple t-shirt. You're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. You have on a light blue t-shirt. Doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatania, Xenoranius, Venaranius, Saturnanius. Each and every one is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the village, you know we originate. We don't imitate. Let me say welcome to 1/3 of the DAT Triplets. No other than Thomas E. Marshall, a resident of Trinidad and Tobago. The commissioner in Newark, no other than Thomas E. Marshall Nisbet, boy.
Good evening, my good friend. How are you today?
Today is a fantabulous, splendiferous, marvelous day.
You know, I always ask you, how's the Queen Mom?
She's still here with us
Praise God.
all the time.
Yeah,
All
well,
the time.
it's every day that we see the light is a wonderful day.
It's a fantabulous day, man. Yeah. I know the storm is a little under the weather, but let me say welcome to no other than Diana, Stormy, the Storm, Greta, the Trin Babes Gonian from St. Catherine's by the way of St. Augs in Trinidad. The poetess, the poetress, no other than Diana Waveney Benskin McDonald, boy.
I'm gonna tell the people the truth. I ain't on no weather.
Right?
McGreedy self,
A storm cannot be
I
above the
had
weather.
I had something I wasn't supposed to have. I know what sweet and goat my way do, right? Okay.
But I'm
So
saying a
good
storm is supposed to be above the weather.
so good evening, people. Are there? I don't know whether my licorice ass had something I wasn't supposed to have. So
Okay.
it's
All right.
telling on me now.
All
Just
right.
trying to blow down a big building and you fail.
I was trying to knock down the building and through my cock, yeah.
And
And it took the wind out of me.
okay. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, of course, it's Trinidad and Tobago, so um every day is a different day, you know. All kind of things happening in Trinidad and Tobago.
All kind of thing. I see we have a new person here in the village, Caribbean Soul.
Yeah, I know Caribbean soul. Who is that boy?
Yeah, boy, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that Caribbean Soul.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, Caribbean soul. I wonder what part of the Caribbean that person from, boy.
Yeah, boy,
Yeah. So
Caribbean Soul.
the big talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, and I want to raise a subject, and Dr. Love shared a video. I want to address that video to it because I think it's something we need to put a section of our show. We could use that as a section, but we go share that in a little bit. Dr. Love shared that. And I think the big thing is that if we notice is about, and then we're gonna have Joshua coming up at about 8:05. So
Oh,
he has all the information that's needed. So let's stay tuned. We're gonna have a dynamic young man named Joshua. The fella go move mountains in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember back then they used to have Mutin Al Munanan. They move mountains. Remember them?
yeah, they have it. They have a him. Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down.
Yeah. Joshua go move plenty. Joshua like you know what that reminds me of? That reminds
Mm.
the pie minister,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Chow King,
Yes. See?
right?
Hmm.
So these are three young examples. And if all you have any
And this other the fella from Beatam who became the lawyer.
right. And then there
Mm-hmm.
is another young lady too. She's about 28. She had 2 degrees, and she have
Mm-hmm.
a vegetable stand in Valencia, I think. And we need to try to get her on the program.
Send me her stats. I'll
Yeah,
trace her
yeah,
for you.
yeah. We need to try to get her on the program too. And doing and these things are things that we see in the community, yeah? And as we see them, we try to highlight them near WZYE 95.9 FM. Because sometimes we think that, ain't nothing good happening, but there are little things here and there that's happening that we continue to highlight, that's going on, in Trinidad and Tobago. And the big thing this week was, I guess, the Minister of National Security and his speech that, he do something, but we go play the video on them and people were going back and forth. And my thing is this, and I think we might have asked this question, Tommy and Diana.
Oh.
Which Minister of National Security, how many Minister of National Security in the past 10 years haven't been reassigned? I'll put it that way.
You
Haven't been
know,
reassigned or been fired.
what that tells us is that regardless of who is the Minister of National Security, the task is beyond them.
Correct is right.
And that brings me to Steve Alvarez's article 3 days ago that was sent to us by Brother Montano out of Canada, where he
Why? Go ahead. Go ahead. Mhm.
where he says the task is so huge it will take every sect or section of society to solve it. It's an all inclusive job, resolving and fixing TNT.
But you see, Tommy, what many in Trinidad and Tobago want to implement is a tried and tested policy that does not work. And what is that? Get rid of the Minister of National Security.
Well, they'll be doing that for the next how many hundreds of years,
Correct.
if that is the solution.
That's
But
why I say a tried and tested policy that has
but,
not worked. But
but
you
the
see,
truth,
we in Trinidad,
hmm
many of us, we like to use these type of political, could I call it a red herring, boy? If you could call it, these political mishmash. And as soon as something go wrong, you need to resign, get rid of this one, get rid of that one. And when they get rid of that one, ain't much change. And when they come back, the man either do worse, get rid of that person too.
So can I say something here now?
please.
So could it be why it has to be that the task is too much for them, and is and not, you know, the ultimate leader, have issues with everybody. And in Gary Griffith's defense, maybe he could have do the work, but get rid of he, get rid of he, get rid of he.
But it should be told, he really didn't have the solution.
He didn't have no solution. With all, you see how many cops get a charge this week? All that dissension within the ranks. How could you, honestly, Tommy? How could you manage and a sort of military organization, law enforcement, when you have all this dissent going on, all these fractions of, they're doing their own thing, and they're profiting from their own thing. How could you be successful? How could you manage and be successful?
The problem is society, regardless of what your profession is.
Don't talk.
Society is rotten. We have to fix our social structures, our social fabric. That's what we have to work on. We just can't keep trying to, as a band-aid.
And then look, you have a policeman. You have a policeman allegedly. We use allegedly because we want to protect Hansler. Allegedly, I think he's charged with molesting his own child. You see where society going, right? Break down. I mean, you are trained in law enforcement. You are trained in law enforcement. You are supposed to protect and serve. That's the motto, right? Wrong or right? Tell me if I'm wrong or right now. And you there abusing your own child, and you're a police officer.
Problems are huge. The problems are huge.
Hey.
But let me say this, right? We had police officers involved in drugs. I think was in Tuco or Sandy Grande, right?
And
what happened to them? What did Gary Griffith do to them? What did he do? You know what he do? He transferred them to our next police station. How does that solve the problem? How do you get a person? Listen, if you're doing something down in Toco, I go transfer you to Port of Spain and figure overnight your behavior is gonna change. Your behavior is not gonna change.
What maybe his hands were tied. I don't know. I don't know the whole procedure. I don't know.
Strong in Trinidad and Tobago.
Don't make excuses. Fire them and deal with whatever the consequences are. Fire them.
Because when unions are very strong.
You gotta get rid of them. Look, 9 cops arrested. 9 of them arrested. And listen to this. Listen to this. That's why I am starting to believe. I am starting to believe. I have said that Trinidad is a real place. I have said that. I'm starting to believe that Trinidad is not a real place. Look at that.
Careful. Dr. Rolly will send you to Ukraine.
No, that is all right. That is all right. All right. Maybe when I come back to Ukraine, I'll have some things I could give back to Trinidad and Tobago. 9 cops arrested. Let me tell you what it is. 9 cops arrested, right? Headline in the newspapers. But no pictures, no names. If that was in New York City or in New Jersey or some party in America, them faces will be plastered on the front page of the newspaper and all the news agency, ABC, CBS, Fox, CNN, CNBC, right? You have to make an example out of these individuals, but no, 9 cops arrested, no names.
No name, no pictures. You have to embarrass them. You have to embarrass them.
Nothing. That's what I'm trying to start to believe. Trinidad is not a real place.
And I watch. I said, do they have the right to release their pictures and stuff? So, I don't know what
You're right. Once you get arrested, you lose all your rights.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Once you get into nefarious, illegal activities, your rights go along the dry river. It's in the dry river going down the road.
But where they had put pictures of of cops that they had arrested before. Why they didn't put these here now?
Put them in the front page.
Yeah, how come they? Yeah, how come they? You're absolutely right.
The strength of the unions are incredible.
If the TTPS had to pay the Express, the Guardian, bring back the Punch, put them in the Punch too. The Bomb, Newsday, Sunshine. If they had to pay them to put the picture on the front page, pay them and put all of them picture on the front page. Trinidad, but I'm starting to question myself now. If Trinidad is a real place, and that's a bad thing. I question myself.
Trinidad is a real place, answer. What do you mean Trinidad is not a real place?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was discovered by Christopher Columbus.
Are you spewing that rhetoric? He discovered
hello. That's what that would teach me in school, and that the answer I had to put on my sheet.
Oh, you're being
I couldn't put nothing else, eh?
Yeah, but you share a post there with Governor Picton, eh?
Oh yeah. And what's the other one? The other street, Duncan. Yeah, and George. One of them was a very cruel fella. Remember, we speculated as to where all these streets get their name from. Remember, and so we Google these things on one show.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. But let me say, first in the village tonight was no other than Nadia. Of course, Nadia was first in the village. Nadia, welcome.
Welcome, Nadia.
Nadia says good night. Good night. Anselm, good night. I get red emojis tonight, but red emojis.
And many of them are that.
I'm telling you, boy. Nadia fingers was in a glee tonight, but yeah, gleeful. Tommy,
Nadia,
boy.
Nadia is politically correct. She knows how to treat the boss.
Yeah. Oh God, Tom, you get some blue ones. Oh God, Dana get some hanging hearts, boy. Yeah. Nadia said to Keisha, Judy, Lana, Rose, Miss Coover, Capiza. Yeah. Albert, Rennie, Hailey, Ellis, Troy, Ulrich, Vonnie. She says good evening to everyone. Takesha was second in the village. Takesha, good night to you. Yeah. Takesha sharing nice emojis too. Yeah. Diana, oh God, the storm get plenty, boy. Storm raging, boy. The storm raging. Tommy, good night from Takesha. Yeah.
Good night, Kish.
Yeah. Takesha said Nadia, Lana, Rose, Carice, Marisa, Miss Coover, Joan, Erica, John, Judy, good night. Yeah. I like how Takesha does separate the males from the females. Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, Rajvi, Ulrich, Kylie, Troy, Chris, Tropics, Darrell, Rennie, Ken, Capiza, Anderson. Hey, she put Anderson in this 2 years. Anderson, my partner. My UNC partner, but you forget mother UNC partner, Troy Smith. Takesha, only love in the village, no room for hateful 100. And look, we partner from Mississauga. It's Mississauga, right?
Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi. Okay, you see, I'm making mistakes already.
Mississippi.
Yeah, the program even started and I'm making mistakes. Albert Montano.
All you're missing
yeah.
That is the resident historian. He is the original PNM.
Yeah, no. Them the support. He's
a PNM longer than Dr. Rowley. Let me go there now.
Hey, you didn't hear the Chogras Calypso with when the family one supporting PNM, one supporting UNC.
Let me go there. Albert supporting PNM longer than
no. Hey, Albert supporting what PNM? Albert supporting UNC.
Albert helped build the PNM. Albert know the history, all the closed door conversation. Albert full of knowledge. I must interview Albert and write a book.
He's a closet now.
I gotta interview Albert and write a book so I can out with all the history and the knowledge and the vision behind closed doors and where O'Halloran went with the money and woo.
Yeah, but wait now. He just said he bought a curry duck roti
from Barakpo.
Barakpo? What is that? Where you in?
In Trinidad.
He must get a virtual curry duck roti.
Who that, Albert?
Yeah. I know.
No, they have rotis up in Mississippi.
In Mississippi. All right.
Yeah.
If
Well,
he
he
moves
didn't say
to
so.
Barcode, that means he's in sweet TNT.
Yeah.
No,
But
if you notice all over the world, like in Queens, you have a El Socorro in Queens. You can go and get anything Trini there on any given day.
Uh,
So they do have different things, factions all over the world
well,
named
Albert,
after.
I don't disagree with your statement. We always live as one people, and now these people trying to divide us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Correct is
true.
right. Judy, welcome. Blessed evening, village family. Nadia, darling, good night. Love to Kish. How you doing, love? Yeah, good night to you, Judy. Hey, good evening, Judy. Albert sending special good evening to Judy, bye. Yeah, bye. All right. Judy, blessed evening to Ansem, Diana, and Tommy. Welcome to another blessed evening. Thank you very much, Judy.
No.
thank you.
Blessed
Miguel Reach.
all on I reach. Good evening, Anselm, Diana, and Tommy. I notice whenever Albert comes, you always say hello to Nadia first. I know what I is now.
Yeah,
Huh?
noticing that.
Yeah. Come on, just put Nadia in uppercase.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
keep
yeah, but
telling everybody Nadia is the village sweetheart.
Yeah,
yeah,
Albert,
but yeah,
what's
you want him right, all right on social media, but that's okay.
he talking about Ruthie from Barrackpore. I wonder if Albert know where Barrackpore is.
But who know the bark boys answer.
I don't know. I don't know.
The bark boys Tommy, north, east, west, or south? South.
South, very south.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know the bark boys? Come
No,
on,
I know exactly where it is.
you somebody's a Bajan and I know the bark boys.
no, but I never been. Listen to this. When you grow up in Chumakat, your surroundings wasn't very far. I mean, Caribbean Soul welcome. Always say welcome to Caribbean Soul. I don't know who
Welcome
Caribbean
to
Soul
Yeah,
where you
but
joining us from. Yeah.
welcome Caribbean Soul. Welcome to the village.
You see. All right. All right. I will leave Albert. Yeah. Takesha Caribbean Soul say you know who it is.
I wonder who that is.
She's a IG girl. She say IG girl. Instagram boy. Yeah. Takesha, you know she? Yeah. Ulrich, good night, boy. Ulrich, we had to play that video, boy. I want to play Ulrich video, Ulrich. Let me get an Ulrich video.
Oh Lord.
Caribbean Soul Tikisha, long time no talk. Trinidad Margot, welcome. Let me play. Oh, two things I want to cover real quick before we get that fella in. Good night to you. Good night to you. Okay, Mr. Wall Street, you said the video with Juju talking about Indian with license and that PNM helped Indian and their people should go in their homes and deal with them. Okay. All right. Caribbean Soul, where you joining us from? Juju on Iowa TV inciting criminal activity into people's home. Oh God.
Really?
Highly welcome, boy. Blessings, love, and village. What tax? You inside, Highly? You inside? Yeah, we had a
Caribbean Soul does not want to disclose where they're from.
okay, Highly said nah, Diana.
Hi, listen now.
I don't know. You just said nah, Diana.
Now Diana for what? Now what, Hailey?
You know you must don't make a comment already. What you know, Highly does get vexed. Quick.
Yeah.
Trinidad Margot says the union is very strong. That police officer who molested the daughter for years was charged, yet he collected his salary on suspension for years while waiting for his case to be tried in court. That's the crazy system. No one seems to be able to change for the benefit of citizens. Trinidad Margot, full 100. Yeah? Yeah.
I'll give you a round of applause for that.
Yeah. Let me give you a round of applause for that. Yeah. You see that? But you know what she said? I'll go read it again for you. Hold on.
Yes, you're on point.
Let me get one point. Yeah, let me get Trinidad Margot a round of applause for that. Take this. That Margo, you're on point. Trinidad Caribbean Soul, I from Golden Grave Prison watching. Okay?
Oh,
All right. We go say, Lana, welcome. All right? Yeah.
Ansem, I have to go and use another device. This one is overheating and throwing me out. Okay?
Okay.
Be right back.
We have some good news coming out from sports. Our youth making wave. Congratulations to them all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, you know what is I want to do? I want to do something real quick. I want to call Senator Anil Roberts. This is our thing here. I want to call Senator Anil Roberts because I want to ask him a question. And I don't know if by the time we have Joshua in here, folks, we have Joshua coming up at about 8:05, right? I'm gonna call Senator Anil Roberts, see we go pick up the phone. Hold on, folks. We calling Senator Anil Roberts. I have a question for him. Let's see we go pick up the phone. So, folks, we calling UNC Senator Anil Roberts. I have a question for him about the character games, swimming. I want to know if anybody on the team was from Lavantel because the pool that they have in Lavantel, if it has produced any swimmers for the character game. He was assistant coach of the swim team. Yeah, and you have a picture of the assistant coach. Yes, provide.
you really in your heart think we'll get results from that investment so quick?
If you get, I have hope. I really have hope. I have hope. So we're trying to reach Anil Roberts. Yeah. All right, folks. So he ain't picking up the phone. All right. So we go
You
try again.
ask them
Yeah.
in your educated opinion about sport. Do you think, based on the infrastructure and the resources expended in Trinidad and Tobago, that we're getting enough value for money in the sporting arena?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Listen, I see. Oh God, Lana say and some calling both for me now. I want to ask how much money he tend to borrow from the IMF. Now they ain't borrow no money from the IMF. They ain't, they, I think they borrow no money. Yeah, Tommy, let me see. Let me see this. I have it here. Let me see what is the allocation for the Ministry of Sports. Do they have it here? The allocation for no, they didn't have it. They didn't have it here. They didn't have sports. They don't have allocation to the Ministry of Sports. They have public utilities, agriculture, housing. Nah. Sport way down on the list.
It's probably a small, minuscule pittance.
Yeah. It ain't no number here. Like what I'm looking at here, I have all the numbers for 21 and 22. And I mean, the lowest on this list here I have is 1.1 billion for housing. These are the highest, right? Education get 7 billion, health get 6 billion, national security get 5 billion, works and transportation get 2 billion, public utilities get 2 billion, rural development and local development get 1 billion, 1.6 billion, agriculture 1.1, and housing 1 billion. I see no allocation here for sports. This regime here, this RPNM, they don't take sports serious. Sorry, they don't take sports. They don't think sports have a drastic effect on Trinidad and Tobago. They don't think so. But let me play this quick, Nana, give me a number to call Wassa now. We go call Wassa. Like I say, call Wassa for me now. I want to ask when I will get water. If I must wait for rain to fall. Nana, send me a number. We go ask Wassa. We go definitely ask Wassa. I want to play this video real quick here because we have
8:05. We have Joshua.
yeah, we have Joshua at 8:05. And let me see something. I want to play this here. Oh, let me see what this is. Okay, this is one here, right?
We have 3 minutes till the top of the hour.
Yeah, but this is less than a minute. And this one, okay, all right. Yeah. So, okay.
Hear me now?
Yeah. We didn't bring it.
That other phone is hot. Oh my God.
Okay. All right. So, folks.
They're breaking down your building. Look the start. Look, tractor on top of the building right now. Breaking down your building, and Slim. See the tractor on top there? And since we're watching a building getting breakdown live. That dream you had and Slim going through the shoot. Right, Anson boy, wish your building goodbye.
Oh dear. That's the building you lived in?
No, that's the building. No, that's the building that could have been 11 till to Wall Street Empowerment Center and Duncan.
Oh, you didn't live in that one, huh?
No, that is not the one we live in. But folks, let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. It's Diana, Ansem, Tommy, and you in the village. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
YELP 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey.
This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, is one set of dotishness to Mama Kai, you and me. It ain't have no color, it ain't have no race, it ain't have no principles or any values in place. And it was never meant to be the answer for unity. It shares no philosophy with any consistency. For when you watch the pedigree in each and every party, the difference you see turns out to be a case of power and money. Look here, them French Creoles in Saint-As, Maraval and Saint-Clair, they don't hold no allegiance or no party here. Rich men must be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is their thing. That's why PNM quite on turned court to UNC. And when Del Monte, his background showed he was with DAC. Hector Macklin, the speaker, swore PNM till he dead. And when the last election over, he was UNC instead. Augustus Ramreka Singh, I knew him in Tapia. Next thing I know, he was a PNM minister. John Humphrey changed from Trinity and he joined about 5 parties. So he's only die-hard you and grassroots me. It's the NMNUNC.
Back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And I want to address our next point. I want to go solo for this point just before we get Josh. Right? All right. I want to address our next point.
Go in and out.
Now, on today's Saturday, on Thursday, we had a new minister in the Ministry of Works and Transportation. He became a senator recently. He became a senator from outside the confines of the People's National Movement, and he was made a senator. I not a problem with that. You know what I mean? Man make a senator. Yeah, he's a senator, right? So a few weeks later, he is now a minister in the Ministry of Works and Transportation, one of the largest ministries in Trinidad and Tobago that received a budget allocation of $2.9 billion. Okay? $2.9 billion. Adrian Leons, who has been the representative for Mova Lavantel East for 2 elections now. He went to the poll. The people of Mova Lavantel East picked him in 2015. He went back to the poll again in 2020. The people of Mova Lavantel put him back in place to represent them. He is a junior minister in the Ministry of Housing. Their allocation is $1 billion. All they're doing the maths. $1 billion. That is their allocation for housing. You go tell me a qualified black young man like Adrian Leons, who is loyal to the PNM party, and this new fella named Sukai can just come out of nowhere. Well, when I say no way, they may have been doing other things behind the scenes. But what I mean, actually involved in the politics, not even run for a constituency, and giving people in Trinidad and Tobago sit down and taking that and cooling it. So you know what? Whatever all you get, all you should take it. Anything you give all you should take it. All you shouldn't complain about nothing. Because when I was fighting for the building in Chumaka, Claventel, all of them, Wall Street this, Wall Street that. Look, the building on Duncan Street. They're going and demolish it.
And give it to the 1%.
They ain't even care who get it. Them ain't care. All of deserve all you get. Look at Adrian Leons. All they're supposed to be marching in front of the Prime Minister resident, in front of the Prime Minister office and tell them, nah, we ain't taking that. But all they take it, all they sit down and take it like all they done nothing. Like all they went to the dentist, they put Novocaine in all your gum, and it went up to 95% of all your brain, and all your brain dead.
They get them the Kool-Aid, the red Kool-Aid.
That red Kool-Aid don't do nothing. No, I'm not going to use Novocaine again, but them get the old one, Novocaine.
They get the red Kool-Aid, no. Yeah.
And then they want to say, well, what is this?
What we gonna do?
A prime example. And all they sit down there. You know how long I saying how that fella is not a minister? Not no junior minister, a minister.
And he's a qualified engineer.
What constituency I run for? Which one?
He's an experienced civil engineer. I worked with him. I know him.
And them want to talk.
And all these answers, all these are reasons why all they don't go and pull a finger in the ink because what answer they say? Square, round pegs and triangular holes.
Yeah. And listener, you see, and then he hear what it is there. Hear what people saying. Oh God, you make it into. I never said anything about race or what he is or what he isn't. I that's not even in my mind. I am just saying this is facts. I'm talking about this is facts. Adrian Leons run for Mova Lavantel East.
Piece of
3 elections. 2. And he win convincingly. Convincingly. Right? And the best you could do is a junior minister. That's the best you could do. But listen to this. That Ministry of Works have a track record, because the minister never run for no constituency, and now the minister in the ministry, he ain't run for no constituency either.
We missing none?
No, he what constituency he run for? He never run for no constituency, and all it sitting down there and taking that. Boy, I really start to think about about who I supporting or not. I really
yeah, go ahead, Troy. Hey,
you have to
listen.
think about it because it didn't make no
somebody
sense.
give him a purple pill.
It didn't make sense. You continue to do this, and these people just saying down and taking it like nothing. Look, watch this one. Watch this one. Oh God, they start me, boy. Sorry, but watch this one, eh? That was the Workers Bank building, right? Watch this other one now. I'm gonna show you this other one now, eh?
Give me a cracker.
Yeah, you see, because what it is that we like it, so we free. Let me go to this other one. Hold on, eh? 1 minute. No, not that one.
Gentrification. They're gonna knock down that building, right, Tommy? And we're gonna see who gonna get all them places up in Laventil and go all the way down to Port of Spain.
Watch this one now.
Move out all here. Keep it
Watch
up.
this one. All you see the building up in Chumaka, Claventil. All you see it have all kind of
scaffolding
and all kind of thing. Watch it. Watch it. I take full responsibility for that. If I wasn't rallying around and all you who want to talk and run all your mouth, look at it. Look what they're going to do with it. Eh?
Knock it down.
Eh?
Look, but they're knocking it down, Ansel. But what are they going to put in it?
Activists, not one of them said anything. Again, Novocaine in their gums. It went up to their brain. They ain't so much Novocaine. They're using 1% of their brain these days. 1%. Because the rest dead. Brain dead.
Them is your people, not mine.
My people. My people. No, yeah. Look at what you building. Two of them, eh? The planning in Chumaka Claventil and the Duncan Street building. Before them people come out and say, boy, Wall Street boy. And here what it is. I won the building. I won that building. I live in America and I won that building. It told me I mean, it is sad. It is so sad, man. So sad. You understand? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, well, that's how they think.
Yeah. So
I you know, I mean, this is it's sad. It's sad. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ulrich, you make me almost cry.
But ain't that what you want to knock it down?
I didn't want to knock down that building. That building was one of the most what let's call it, architecture well-structured building in Trinidad and Tobago.
You're talking about Duncan Street building?
Huh?
You're talking about the Duncan Street building?
Yes. Them building them, you're gonna knock down them building on them building on them are strong from in them days.
So let's
in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, just like how we knocked down Salvatore building. We believe in
let's see if Carl Ember gonna get that one too.
No. He ain't getting that. Somebody getting that. And we sit down there and just taking that. Yeah? We taking it just so. You know what I mean?
But maybe they might surprise you, Ansel.
Surprise me with what?
They might surprise you. You know why? Because they want to hold on to them votes up in there. So here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna wait to close the election and malagai the people and put up some kind of thing like they're putting up a new building and tell them, well, this is what we're gonna do. And we're doing this for the community. And they're gonna dangle that like a trinket in front of them and mesmerize them and hypnotize them.
No. They ain't doing that. Them gentrification coming.
I put it past them.
You understand? Gentrification.
Yeah, like when close to local election, they found 90 keys to get 90 family for houses, right? I've been waiting for years. So it's for years, only 90 families qualify for a key. They're gonna do something like that. They're gonna wait, they're gonna put up something. We're gonna put up something here. And they're gonna use that to hold on to them votes up in there. Watch and see. And if I'm wrong, I will, well, the storm predict wrong.
No. Hailey says, and people problem is people refusing to act like people. Trinidadians only know to act wicked and evil. Nah, all Trinidadians are not wicked and evil. God made us below the angels, but we act like animals that is below our feet. All Trinidadians are wicked and evil. That's some good Trinidadians. Very good Trinidadians. And some like Chalk does say,
Oh,
who
dear.
have the money does get in
Echo. We get an echo.
get political position without working for it. Eh?
We get an echo from somebody. I know it's not, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Capiza, welcome. And some of your own PNM Rowley, you're anointed like he is Zeus. It's good for you. All right. You don't want nothing good for people, Capiza. That's all right. You don't want good for people. You because it's for the PNM, you don't want good for PNM people. Right? You don't want good for him. It's people like Capiza will like the murder rate to be 1,500 in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? So his party could come into power. Yeah, like what Capiza and them want. You want the murder rate to be 1,500 people dying left, right, and center. Yeah? And bringing 500,000 Venezuelans to Trinidad. So Venezuela is number 1. Trinidad is number 6 as far as criminal behavior for countries is concerned. Yeah? Capiza, all they want good for Trinidad. All they want good for Trinidad. All they want good for Trinidad. All they want good for all your party. Sorry, but I speak truth to power. Oh, God. Yeah, Trinidad Margot said there are so many critical issues, it's overwhelming. They are thinking of their pockets. Unfortunately, the current government had paid mouthpieces with large following that keep the everyday man stuck in mediocre discussions and brainwashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct is right. Yeah, we talking about. I mean, it have issues that you in a party. You in a party. I have never heard Capiza said anything with respect to what his party have done wrong. I have not Albert Montano said anything with respect to what the UNC have done wrong. I have not highly said, well, Pep not in power, so I can't say. I can't say nothing about Pep. Nothing, right? I haven't heard them fellas say anything. Vonnie Roberts is our next one. I haven't heard them said one thing, right, with respect to what the party not doing. Not one thing. When they was telling people to march and they went and vote for what they abstain in the parliament. I hear them fellas abstain too. When the UNC abstained in parliament for the vote that they had, I think was the vote with Gary Griffith, whoever it is. All Albert Montano, Vonnie Roberts, Troy Smith, Anderson, all them fellas abstain. It's like all of them get the same email or the same text message. I don't understand. All except PNM gonna give it to the 1%.
Yep. They already and Mayor Martinez, Mama Guy and we.
I say if that billion is given to the 1%, all you're gonna hear me talk about that for the next 2 years, eh? All you know me. All you know me.
Why don't you come here, Martinez, and let them give us an explanation as to what's going on?
No, we asked him.
He don't say you don't know. He said he don't know.
He don't know. But we go
he
call
said
him
he was
back.
going to find out, and by the next time we speak, we
go call him back Tuesday.
Give him a chance.
Give him a little chance. Go call him back Tuesday. Yeah? We go call him back. So folks, Joshua is supposed to log on. We're waiting for Joshua to log on. He has all the information necessary, But until we, the people in Trinidad and Tobago, right, start to stand up for righteousness for the country, all of us spinning top in mud. Don't care what party you support, spinning top in mud, right? Look, Capiza saying, I like it so because I ain't getting billion for disadvantaged people in Lavantil. For disadvantaged people. Capiza, you want people to do bad. You want people to see badness. You want people to see wickedness and evil. Yeah? Yeah? So if the people put Rowley there, you want evil and wickedness? We supposed to sit down and take that? Capiza. Anyway, let me bring in the guests, Let's say hello to our guest, Joshua. Welcome to In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. When we say DAT Triplets, D is for Diana, A is myself, yours truly, Anselm, and T is Tommy. You have to unmute your mic.
Your mic, Joshua.
Unmute your mic. Hold up. There we
So
go.
good night, everyone. You all hear me clearly?
We hearing you loud and clear, man. Loud and
Welcome,
clear.
welcome.
Lovely.
Good night, Joshua. I'm incognito. You'll just see my beautiful face up there, but I'm watching you.
Okay, because I'm using my phone, I don't think the camera would be able to split. So I would just be basically seeing me while the video is rolling. My tablet, the iPad is giving a bit of trouble at the moment. So I wouldn't be able to see everyone on split screen.
Well, don't worry yourself, man. We seeing you nice and beautiful. You're splendiferous, marvelous, tremendiferous, man. That's good, man. We don't worry yourself at all. You know. But Joshua, we want to say welcome to you. How was your day today? I know you're a busy young man. How was your day today?
My day was blessed by the grace of God. I spent my day in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth Development and Services, where they had a career fair or a youth caravan in the heart of San Fernando. So my day was spent mobilizing young persons from my community and environs to bring them out there to explain and to put them at the forefront of opportunities. And
Yeah.
then I passed through Best Village just for a short period of time also to give some of the farmers there some support. The NAMDEVCO brought out some farmers in conjunction with the Prime Minister's Best Village. So they also had me I passed through there just to give like a small show my face, and but majority of my day was spent on Harris Promenade with the entire Ministry of Youth Development, where we saw the Minister of Youth himself was there present also alongside the MP for San Fernando West, Faris Alwari, and representatives from the San Fernando East constituency.
Which is your community that you're talking about?
So my community falls under Current Cedar Hill. So I live in
Okay.
Current Hill, that's close to C3.
Okay.
What community is that?
I don't think
Say again?
I don't think the others understand where it is. So you'll have to explain a little bit more. I know where it is, but I don't think the other two persons know where it is.
I grew up in Chumaka,
so
Laventille. I don't know where it is.
And
So
I
you
grew up
grew
in
up
St.
in Chumaka,
Augustine.
Laventille. So where I live is everyone would know Pleasantville as Current Hill is a really new development. We only came about here in the last 12 years. So if you haven't
Oh.
visited the south in the past 12 years, then it would be a fairly new place to you. But we are situated directly in between Pleasantville and Coquille.
Why they call it Current Hill? A lot of currents up there.
Actually is a different type of current. So it's spelled Corinth. But
Uh-huh.
due to Trini speech, we don't really pronounce it as current. We don't say
So it's
current.
Corinth.
We say
Oh, okay.
current.
All right.
Isn't a Bible verse in Corinth? Isn't Corinth?
Yes.
Corinthians.
So I guess probably they was hoping for some kind of prophetic something, probably.
and
Corinth. Anselm is Corinthians.
Yeah, but the place is current that it refers to, that Corinthians refers to.
Right. Out of Corinthians.
How they spelling Corinth? The same way as Corinthians, or?
Yes,
same
please.
exact way.
So same exact way. So Corinth is spelled Corinth.
Yeah. But I'm from St. Augustine.
So
Wow.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna tell her she just from a stone throw away.
Okay. So Joshua, I saw one of your posts, right, and it was very enlightening. It says, "Learning is earning by the sweat of the brow." Talk to us a little bit about that. And you was in the garden. It looked like if it's lettuce or cabbage or something.
So that was actually cabbage. And the reason why I said learning is earning is because I am a part of the YAP program, the Youth Agricultural Homestead program, and there we actually learn to plant. So even though I do farming privately, even though y'all hearing me clearly?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so even though we do private farming, right? The reason why I say learning is earning is because we could look at this in every single sphere of life where we see apprenticeship. So we all know what an apprenticeship program is, right? Or what an internship program is. It's a place where you go and train under someone for probably a stipend, you master the skill, and then you are now able to market yourself. So what I was doing was basically connecting with my social media and saying in just a few words that, hey, listen up, guys, train, learn, teach, do everything that you need to do to get your mind filled with enough information before you start earning the coins. Because I look around, right, and I see a lot of young persons, as soon as CXC is over, the first thing that they do is run for a job. Now, this will get you a job, but it will get you a very minimal job because everyone nowadays is coming out with CXE. But when you take that little extra time to go and to develop yourself a bit better, you go and you start adding to your portfolio, you start adding certificates probably in plumbing, welding, electrical. Then you may add a degree in in business management or human resource. All these things are now what we consider learning. And when you start learning and building your own life or your own portfolio, then your earnings will become a bit more because you now bring something to the table. You're not just a bare minimum.
Now, Joshua, your story goes back to you getting kicked out of St. Benedict's. I want you to talk a little bit about that because it's sort of a pathway that you was going down the kind of the wrong road, but then somehow you get yourself together and put yourself back on the right track. So talk about you being in St. Benedict's and what happened with that situation.
So me being in St. Benedict's was actually a good one while it lasted. Why I would say that was it was my first choice, right? And before I even passed with the school, one of my neighbors dared me. He dared me, to dare somebody. He was like, if you pass for your first choice, I go buy all your books for you. So I tell him, I say here was save that money to buy the books for me and buy it for your niece and day instead. He was like, what you mean? I say because I am guaranteeing you that I am passing for St. Benedict's College. Lo and behold, I mash up CXC. If NAPS was my first choice, I mash up SCA. If NAPS was my first choice, I would have been going NAPS at the moment, right? But what happened was in St. Benedict's, no, I am small. I am a small guy. I am not big built. You understand? So I understood early that I needed to be a bit more aggressive in my approach. Now, small people in these secondary school are taken advantage of. You understand? But
APNM, let up the line.
He froze.
Yeah.
you hear me clearly?
Yeah, you're frozen now. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
You start back from there. I, as a small person.
So
Yes.
as a small person, I strategize on how it is I am going to defend myself, right? Now, in doing that, I believe I got a bit carried away. Now, being a loudmouth also, a talkative person, I like interacting, like being the center of attention, like being that person. So people would ask me, so what area I am from? So I would tell them, okay, I was from Carlton Lane at the point. And that area already had a reputation and a stigma within the school because it had a few persons who came from my area that when the school that never ever last in the school, they caused like trouble. And upon me sharing this bit of insight, I realized that, hey, these people kind of fear where I come from. So I started to work upon it. And before you know it, in Form 1, I started getting suspended upon suspended upon suspended. And Form 2, it continued suspension. Then I pick up smoking marijuana in Form 2. I actually learned to roll marijuana in school. I was just sitting behind. Now, remember, I come from a community where not everyone is perfect, right? So I would have been exposed to seeing marijuana at a very young age, seeing how it is dealt with, seeing how it is wrapped, seeing how it is used. So a day in class, I took a paper and a pencil and rolled it and realized that, hey, this thing actually roll and stuck together. And from there, I learned how to roll marijuana. So I was not a chronic smoker until I could have rolled it for myself. And I realized that a quick fame started growing with my name in the school. They used to call me Short Boss. So I would lead scores of students, because of where I from, everybody wanna be with he from this area. And at that time, it had a bit of gang warfare happening in San Fernando, especially in the heart of San Fernando, where the guys from where I live, their names was calling the most as the ones to be fair. And I was from that community. So, without me having to like do anything, I already get like a little up in life, because I mean to say, hey, the people from my community is was saying things and I from that community. So it was easy for me to ride that wave now. And then without knowing it, I started giving the same trouble like the guys in my community. And in Form 3, I got a couple extended suspensions. So after the suspension upon suspension upon suspension, they sent me to what I would call counseling. Now, when they sent me to counseling, I went the counseling. The counseling lasted for about 3 months, I think, in the Ministry of Education. So they sent me to the main building in the Ministry of Education here in San Fernando. And I would attend the counseling every Tuesday. And to me, it really didn't make no sense, because I just used to use it to pass time. And after passing time for so long, I believe the counseling used to be like 2 hours. So they would have called me there from 8 o'clock. I would spend 8 to 10 a.m. at the ministry's building in San Fernando. And then from 10, I would head to St. Benedict's College to finish school. And after that, I continued getting suspensions and ducking school and fighting, plenty fights, brutal fights. So I had a lot of influence, right? You all hear me clearly?
Yeah, we hear you clearly.
Yes.
We hear you clearly. Go ahead.
Right. So I had a lot of influence. And at that point in time in my life, I never used the influence for good things. So I would cause students to rebel at teachers. I would disrupt the entire block, the whole block. Start fights, it was bad. It was bad. I would instigate a lot of foolishness and stuff like that. I would tell the guys, and then hey, let's jump the wall. Let me go down in the back. Let me go and smoke some marijuana and then come back in school. And lo and behold, the last fight I got into was the last straw, where I had an encounter with a student and his mother. Yeah, his mom was in the compound at the time, and I guess the guy was always harassing me. This one fight I wasn't wrong, but this one fight was enough for the Ministry of Education to ask me to take a decision. Now they asked me what I wanted to do, but I knew from within me I wanted revenge so bad on that young man that I believe I would have ended up probably in jail or YTC if I had stayed in St. Benedict's, because the revenge I wanted, I would have done him what I really wanted to do him while at the school compound. And the minister, I believe, of education at that point in time, him and his SS3s, you all know what SS3s. So SS3s are school supervisors trees. They are the ones that are assigned to different districts to overlook probably a handful of schools or direct schools in particular. They were there, and they was like alongside the principal at that time of St. Ben's School, and they was like, so Mr. Achilles, what do you think your decision is? And we all came to a decision that I wanted to withdraw from the school. And I withdrew from the school. And while I withdrew, mind you, I was not in school for about 3 months because I was on an extended suspension. An extended suspension is not 7 days. An extended suspension is the ministry telling you that, hey, okay, for the next month, we are in the school compound. So for the next 2 months, we decided we will have a couple series of meetings with you, your parents, the principals, to either come to one common ground as to what we will do about you. And after the extended suspension and we finished the meeting, it was clear that, okay, I would no longer be going to St. Mary's College. Then I had to start St. Madeleine Secondary. Now, before that, my mom, she worked tirelessly in finding a school that would take me because no school. So every school that you're supposed to, when you leave a school, they would ask for like probably a history. So now the ministry, they would contact the ministry that, okay, why would a student leave Form 3 St. Mary's College? And then the ministry would give that principal a breakdown as to his history, very violent. So every principal was like, nah, we're not taking him. We can't take he. Because even though I went St. Benedict's College, I had links in other schools where I would meet up on an evening with other schools and we would head into San Fernando and we would group up. So it would be like 6 different schools I have under my belt. And we would give trouble. And those principals would have been hearing about me at the time. And they was like, no, we can't take him. One being in particular, Pleasantville Senior Secondary. The principal was like, no way I could take him in this school. All his friends attend this school. And if he come here, then the school would enter into something that we don't want. Because I mean to say, that was my influence. It wasn't small. And after that, St. Madeleine Secondary decided to take me. And it's when they took me in by the grace of God. I still get like 3 or 4 suspensions while in St. Madeleine.
Why did they take you, Joshua? Why did they decide to take you?
So they decided to take me because my brother, he went to that school, but he dropped out in Form 4. So he didn't get a complete. So they wanted to say, my mom, she lobbied on my behalf so good. And the principal was like, okay, let me give this smaller one a shot at the school and see what he would make of himself. And she welcomed me with open arms. And as soon as she welcomed me with open arms, like the first week I went in the school, I collect a suspension. Literally the first week, I was suspended.
What was that for? Fighting again? Was that for fighting?
Yeah, this one was, I had a girlfriend who was attending that school while I was going to St. Benedict's College, right? And, you know, coming into a new school, I coming into the school, I have name. Everyone is like, okay, this is the short boss we have been hearing about. There's the one who was outside the school with the friends. There's the one who would do this young fella. There's the one who was that. So everybody was like, high expectations. And she kind of wanted to have me and I kind of locked down in the school, like, you know, there's my man. And I mean to say, come on, as a young man, I enter in fresh territory. I come in with a name, I come in with a personality. I don't have time to be claimed by anyone. And her and I, we had a scramble to the point where I actually slapped her. You understand? And yeah, that is actually what happened in the school. And it was something I never foresee myself doing because as for me, I was not the type to like advantage. And I don't like that woman hitting woman thing. But the provocation at that time was so much, you understand? That during the little fracas, I hit her. But I didn't continue, you understand? It was just like a one-off and like, shit, oh gosh, I catch myself. You understand? And she used that to go to the principal office and they was like, okay, he done start here already. Now remember, the ministry had me on like a 3 strikes and he out. So
Joshua, I have some questions for you.
No, let him just finish. Let him just finish.
Oh, I thought he was stopped. I thought he stopped.
Yeah, so they had me on a 3 strikes and he out. And then I got the suspension, and then the next suspension I get was the safety officer. So unlike St. Benedict's College, St. Martin had police who were safety officers. And one of the safety officers, lunchtime bell had just ring, and he was like, come out of the library. So me, you know, I tell him, well, I'm not really feeling to go to class. And he was like, come out of the library. So I asked him if he was a hole. That's what I asked him. I was like, you's a kind of... And he was like, I's a kind of what? He was like, say that again. So I remember I coming from a place of... So to understand me, one interview can't make you understand me, right? So apart from all these things I'm telling you about me, I'm coming from a broken home. My mom used to be in and out of St. Anne's, like in and out of the...
He's frozen.
You're frozen.
Yeah, so I unfreeze now. So my mom, she used to be in and out of like those, like the ward. My dad, he wasn't really around. He was kind of hooked on drugs. So all that, helped shape a bit. So I was at a place that boy I don't leave St. Mary's Scott because I regretted going St. Madeline. I wish I didn't throw away the opportunity in St. Mary's Scott. I was so regretful in that school that I was ready to call it quits. So him asking me to repeat it was like me just saying, but I don't give up on us or nothing you say or do can really hurt me. And I asked him again, I was like, hey, he's a kind of a-hole. And he proceeded to try to grand charge me, and I actually grand charged him back like full on. And he was surprised because he never met that kind of force before. And immediately, he was an officer, but he was shocked. We didn't end up in a brawl, but the way how I charged at him, he actually turned and just went to the officer and he was like, you see that way you now bringing this school? It's something else. And then they gave me an next suspension for that, and then a couple others. But my turning point in that school was when one particular teacher, Miss Amanda Shepherd, she's a real sweetheart. She took a key interest in me in form 5. She took a key interest in me and she started working with me, and she was like, boy, you higher brains, because my mom, she thought she was actually a transfer teacher. So she was transferred out of a school and into this school. And it was for Parents' Day. She and my mom was talking, and my mom told her that, he never always used to go to the school. And she was like, serious, what school he come from? And then she was like, he come from St. Mary's. And Miss Shepherd was like, St. Benedict's College? Nah. Like, that just sent her off. And every day that woman would come, and all my different subjects, she would encourage me and work along, to the point where by the grace of God, I was able to come out with my full CXC subjects, including maths, and all 5 subjects I wrote, I came out with by the grace of God with good, to the point where the ministry also rewarded me. The ministry kept a ceremony in the St. Martin School, and they awarded me a huge trophy. During the interview, I'll ask my wife to locate the trophy, and I'll show you all the trophy. A huge trophy, for the comeback that I made.
Can I answer questions now, Angela?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Joshua, how are you doing?
I'm blessed.
And highly favored. You and I are kindred spirits. I too was suspended from school for fighting. I fought with a teacher. You answered 2 of the questions I had. I was going to ask you where was your dad in all this, and I wanted to see if I could extract from you. Do you think the absence of your father in the home affected you in a way and made you behave in the way you did? That's one question. Could you take it? Because I know it affected me.
Okay. You could just ask it one more time, please. Thanks.
Okay. Do you think the absence of your father in the home was a factor in you and in the bad behavior you exhibited?
I would say yes. Because I mean to say the role of a father is to not only provide, but it's to correct. And no matter how hard a mother tries, she cannot be a mother and father in one. Many women think that, okay, I am a mother and father in one. Really and truly, it's just different personalities you're dealing with. So you would be able to perform superhero duties in some households. But in my household, the lack of a father was really, it was a hit. Because remember, I am coming from the ghetto. I live in the ghetto. So without a father in the ghetto, the streets will be a father. The streets will be a teacher. The drug boys or the drug lords or the people who you cling to, they would become your father. And if they become your father, then you would start finding it interesting to do what they are doing.
Okay, I thought because I was abused in my home and I had pent up anger and stuff, But I am so happy that you turned the corner and you are on the right path in life, because they always look for students like us to end up, we are the what you call the blueprint to be delinquents and dropouts in life. But I ended up in a secondary school, St. Augustine Girls High, and they told me that failure is not an option. a failure. If you don't, you're not preparing to failure. Failure is not an option. You have to do something with your life. And I'm so proud of you. When I come to Trinidad, I have to meet you. I have to bring you on stage with me because I do a lot of motivational speaking. And it's persons like you that I would love to introduce to the general world at large because your story is very encouraging. And I want other young men to hear you and see you, especially I do it from the woman's perspective, but to hear you and see you and to know that within you. And I want to ask you this question. I know for me what it was. What was it for you? What was you said this teacher reached out to you. What was it for you that you said, my Joshua, you're doing bare stupidness, this is what you want to do? What was it for you?
So
How did you claim?
so what it was for me was my Christianity. I so while I
Okay.
was out of school, right? While I
Mhm.
was out of school for the 3 months or more, it was more than 3 months, but let's just say 3 months, right? I started selling marijuana, right? I got a good link. Let me just say like that. I get a good link, and I had a girlfriend, an ex girlfriend, who was able to link me with a drug lord, and he used to provide marijuana for me, right? And one night, it was old years into New Year's, a couple years back, and I was preparing to meet a girl the same night, and well, of course, what would happen? And while waiting on her, some guys, these old years into New Year's service, church service they have, some guys was walking around. And they was like, they come up this step by me, and I had like 15 young men linemen in my gallery, had music playing, about 6 bottles of rum on the table, weed smoking, and every other thing that goes with it. And the guy was like, brother, I just want to tell you about the love of Jesus. No, I was never a person to shun the word of God. I was never one to turn down the word of God. So I said, well, do you think now, you think up. So I tell all my little youths and them, I was like, oh, let's come around now, come a little closer thing. Let me listen to the brother here. But a few nights before he come, I started having
Oh dear.
yeah. You all hear
Go
me
ahead.
clearly still, right?
Right, a
Yeah.
few nights before he came. A few nights
Yeah.
before he came.
So
Yeah.
not a few minutes. Sorry, like a few months before he came, I started having these weird dreams and these crazy encounters, like where like the street life was getting real rocky now because plenty of my little youth man soldiers them was getting shoot and who was dying, and I started feeling like I was next now, but I wasn't afraid because when you're in it, you don't be afraid. You're ready for anything that come with that life, whether it's death or whether it's joy. It is be ready.
So Joshua, just hold that minute. Just hold that thought right there. So it is when these people are in this type of life, they are not scared of dying.
No, the ones and them who really in it doesn't be afraid because it have nothing to fear. Because
Mm.
because it is here where it is understand, right? It is understand that okay, the same way I go and leave somebody head hanging is the same way somebody will leave your head hanging. That is the code in the streets. And once you accept that code, once you understand that, then death is an easy pill to swallow. You will die for a cause. It means that you will try to do as much crime as possible before you're dead, so that you will leave a legacy in the streets when you die. And I'm sure for everyone, especially the person who time when I live through Macalavantil, and I know some few people up there also, I'm sure that you would have heard that, okay, somebody saying that, yeah, boy, yeah, somebody so that he was a real pest. He do this, he do that. He used to have the place locked. So most persons, most young youths on the block, they die in that honor. They die in honor, saying that, okay, I have a name for myself. I ain't dying just so. I do people think I probably inject pain in some people before, so it come like they just accept the fate now.
Mm.
So
So tell us about the encounter with the
go ahead.
guy or Jesus
With the
before months before he came.
Yeah, so months before he came, I at church started coming to check me, right? So I used to go to church like little once for the month, probably once during the weekend thing when they had youth activities. I used to just pass through because the guys know me. They know me as okay. They the young man in the street, and once he say come, about 15 youth men coming for that service. So we used to just go and get them that support now because I say my mother tried to grow me up in church as best as possible. So the foundation never leave me. I always understood the importance and them kind of things. I used to be like, okay, let me go. And I started to tell God, I say, Lord, if it is you really real, this was Christmas. This was this was what is the day before Christmas again? This was Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve a couple years back, right? I now done sit down on my step and I now done smoke some weed, right? I was by myself. And I now done smoke some marijuana on my step. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I get up and I walking inside that. But earlier on the evening, I say, Lord, if you're really real and you want me to change my life, let me see the same bright star that these shepherds and them say to see. And I stay out by myself. No, I wasn't expecting to see that bright light, right? I stay out on my steps smoking, weed after weed after weed. My friends come to go and I just sit down at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get up off my step and look into head inside. When I head inside and I watch from my gallery, just over my gallery, and I look up in it, this big bright star, one big bright star, I see. So I say, Lord, I know you're real and I understand you're real, but where I into right now, it don't really have no turning back. So you have to understand that. And right after that, the New Year's was when the church guy come and he invite me to the service. Now in my heart, when I started seeing some of my friends dying and thing, and I wasn't afraid of it, but I started really, really thinking, what is my benefits? Why really benefit from this life, boy? I never really benefit. Yeah, I had plenty goal. I had all the latest brand name shoes. As a young person, 15 years of age, it was comfortable and normal for me to have 1,000, 2,000 in my pocket anytime, any day. As a young person, they fast money. Mind you, I never robbed one person in my life. I used to sell marijuana, but I was not no robber. I never liked thief. I always say fireborn thief. I never liked thief. So none of my friends and them who was with me was thief. All of them was committed to selling marijuana.
You was the boss. You was the boss, right? You was the
By the
boss.
grace of God, I was the leader. I used to be calling the
Short
shots. I
boss.
would tell. Yeah, I was the one calling it because remember I was the one who had the connects. It was coming through me, so I was never no follower. I always used to be in charge. You understand? And then when the guy invited me to the church service and thing, and I went. I feel like that was the place I always was supposed to be now. I just feel it. I just feel that presence. I just feel that love that I was looking for. I just feel it there. And after that, I start trying to make an attempt to get to understand this Jesus, man. So I used to go to church when I come out, light up a weed and read the Bible and try to get a little more understanding and thing and pray and them kind of thing. And then bit by bit, together with that understanding, I start getting. Then the teacher start helping me in school, so I start seeing now, wait now, but Lord, you're really working things in my favor, you're helping me, boy. And then, bit by bit, I start to win. But the point of me locking off marijuana was at church camp in 2016. Pastor lay hand and pray on me in the church camp. It was a carnival camp, and I as a man love carnival. Well, I know for the foreigners, they all know carnival is a hit for every tree. I did love the carnival, and this man from the church, only a month into me going to church, only a month into me going to church, he started telling me about this church camp. That was January. This church camp coming up in February 2016. I said, brother, I hear the real scene. I will pay for a young person to go. 400 is no problem. But I not going no church camp. I am sorry. I need to hit Juve. And that year I said I was playing Juve. That man started telling me, boy, in Form 5, CXC coming. You never know what God will do for you. Set your mind. I said, brother, I don't want to hear you. Don't preach. And that man keep preaching till he convinced me to go to that church camp. I need church camp. I need church camp and I hear all these soca playing in my head and I just crying and I say, wait. I could have been flexing going down the streets all now. I question, I say, wait. So here I tell God now, I say, if you really want me to be on this God thing with you, Lord, I don't sacrifice. My sacrifice is carnival. Sacrifice for me, that was carnival. So I say, here, well, you could do something for me. And but the pastor start praying and saying, if it has any addiction, you want to come out. And just so I start to pray, I say, Lord, help me to stop smoking and anything. And but after I leave that camp, I get the strength to start saying no. No, people thought something was wrong with me after I went that church camp and come back. Because when I come back a different breed. I come back different. My friends them start to say, but what's going on with you? You going mad by that church brainwashing you. I say nothing in brainwashing me. They say, but oh, just so use the man we coming to you, all of a sudden you trying to lead me on this positive road. What? Talk about drama, and then bit by bit I started catching myself now, you know?
Being you were so deep in it, do you ever get the desire and the urge and and Satan come in your ear, hey Joshua, well, come back on this side now. Do you ever get those whispers to tell you need to go to jump back into the light?
So I would share one thing with you, right? Now, when you come out of the life, is when you just get more links than you ever had. So anything you're trying to stop, the links does now come. It does not to do nothing for it. So like for me, what you're saying is a reality. The more I breaks it, it's like the more people I meet who can take me to a higher level in this thing one time. But I understand that I am not going back at that place by the grace of God. So I don't entertain it. But the chances of a young person going back into it is very high. Because now that you're on the positive road, you meet more drug dealers who also share similar thoughts. Now, it have plenty drug dealers who doesn't want to put youths in the position and the predicament that they want. It have plenty of them who not wicked enough. But what we experiencing now is plenty young men pushy. So you will find them ending up in the situations ending up in. But it have plenty of these drug bosses that will not entertain a young man in it. You understand? And then it have those who would see as being positive and say, hey, I'm seeing that you use a kind of pasta now, boy. If you do it, you're going to be unsuspected, You could sell a £10 normal and people will say he's a pasta, you don't be involved in that. They will never suspect you as being in it, But you have to have enough sense to know that, boy, leave that alone.
But Joshua, okay, someone says, Joshua, what made you behave? And I'm reading it just as it is there, Joshua. Joshua, what made you behave in the evil manner that you got suspended so much time? Can you please enlighten us?
Yeah, he did.
But I guess you
Well,
did.
I think I explained it,
yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I think, and another person said, very true. Most people bullied small people. It's facts. So, Joshua, you believe you were bullied in school? Nobody can bully you. You were bullying people.
I never get the chance to get bullied. Honestly speaking, I never get that because you see, I had big brothers. And when I couldn't fight the battle, I used to have my brother in school. He come in school twice to me. And he and the boss from down by me was like this. And the boss come in school too. And he laid the foundation flat. He let them know anybody come around Joshua is back and all. So
how tall are you? Why they call you short? How tall are you, Joshua?
just now, let me see if I can show you.
Oh, no, you can't. We can't. Like, I'm not seeing it. Are you taller than 5 feet?
So it's 5 foot how much I is? It's like 5 foot. I am like 5'5". So imagine me a few years
you tall like Slim.
Well, that was I know. But before I was small. I went in secondary school, so little piece.
Joshua, I understand what you went through, right? Because growing up in Chumaka Claventil too, I was like one of the smallest persons in living in Chumaka. And the only way I had to kind of get through it is that, it was tough. I mean, I was considered to be one of the bad guys in Chumaka Claventer. You
Mm,
understand? And my mother getting all kind of trouble for me. She had
mm,
us
mm,
to
mm.
school and bail him out, all kind of thing. My poor mother. So I understand when you say that, right? But what's important? How did you how did you navigate going from being selling the weed, being getting involved in Christianity, and going to do what you are doing now? How did that process come about?
So this process was a long process. It was a tiring one too,
Mm,
because I had to take disrespect from people who could have never disrespect me if I was in the street steady.
mm,
Because you're now changing, now all your friends, yeah, you will change your friends. Because I mean to say, now people started, we could be a little bit explicit on this with the BM word.
your carcass.
Like, I wouldn't curse. So people start, so like, be man, people started saying, you that be man, or, that kind of way. But
Mm, mm,
Okay.
because I was already having a relationship with God, now I had was to take it because I now saw it as okay, this is the persecution that the Bible talks about. That when you're entering, when you're coming out of darkness and you're entering into light, you will be tried. Tribulations will come, trials will come, persecutions will come. And I started understanding from a biblical perspective, so I never really paid no mind. Now, if I was a shallow person who didn't understand the road I was embarking on, plenty men know they couldn't talk to me like that,
Mm,
because I was Joshua. I was coming up. I would have never take that from you, and they know that. But they saw a soft spot that they never see, so they started talking on it. And when they realized that he just not really responded, then they couldn't take it further. Then one or two persons started understanding that hey, it's not that he can't respond to me. He just choose to probably give we a blind. So I started getting my respect for that,
mhm, mhm.
because the people started understanding that hey, look, the person who was my right hand, look, he now get gone down there, or who used to come and lime in my house and drink beers with me and talk to my mother, look, they now gun him down. So people started understanding that hey, boys, a good thing you come out of our life. So the same naysayers end up being the ones that started praising me. you know
So
mm. Top
Joshua,
of the hour and slap.
hold that thought right there. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. Folks, we have with us tonight, young entrepreneur Joshua, and he's telling us part of his life story on how he went from St. Benedict's to what's that, St. Madeline's? To
Yes.
St. to St. Madeline's, and now he's an entrepreneur. So stick and stay. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
County.
We are back with you. We have with us Joshua. I call Joshua an entrepreneur, and Joshua is telling us a story about. I mean, it is a great story, and I think it's an
Mhm,
inspiration to many kids in Trinidad, many youths in Trinidad and Tobago to look at Joshua's story and
mhm.
where he come from to where he is now, and he continues to be on that path, to be even better. So Joshua, I've seen several of your posts on social media, right? And it's very important, right? I want to read one here for you.
You're breaking up, answer.
Okay, okay.
We're not hearing you, Anselm.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Hey.
You are listening to
So, Joshua, this is what you said, right? Everyone has their story. Everyone has their course to travel. Enjoy the journey and keep moving forward. Talk a little bit about that.
so I say enjoy the journey, because no man can change your own life except God as sister, whoever you call your God, unless that being your being the person who you call God, but I just call him Father, unless he decide to intervene and start assisting you with your change, then your change not really gonna come to pass. So what I was basically was saying there, that it has some seasons in your life, like rain season and dry season. You cannot skip the dry season and enter into rain. You must go through that dry season. You must go through that 6 months ending December. I'm starting the end of December of the previous year and ending up in May the following year or June. Then from June straight to December is rain. So it has seasons in life you just cannot control. And it has
Mhm.
seasons in life where you have to allow nature to take its course. You have to go through that channel. You have to go through that journey because at that point in time, you are not the one controlling the climate. You understand? So that is why I was meaning to say that
Mhm.
it have some climates in life you
Mhm.
could control, but it have some climates in life you cannot control. And I will give you that I'll give you an experience like mango season. Everyone knows that mango season is almost, let me say, from February to June. Now, no matter how chemical this year is and all these things, you can plant a mango tree today. You still have to wait the 5 years for it to grow and then for it to bear, and the mango still gonna bear plentiful in between the months are probably February to August. Sometimes you'll get plenty mango. When it's December, you hardly getting mango. January, you hardly getting mango. So that just goes to say it has some seasons in your life you just cannot control and alter because of your given situation. But rather, you just need to navigate and continue going through the seasons so that you would reach the brink where you need to enter a new season.
Joshua, do you think the young men or the young people, let me put it that way, who are involved in the life, street life, and similar to you, do you think they want to be there? And just as how you made a determination, you made a decision, you know what? And you went to the church camp and stuff, and you started walking the right path, and they want to be there. And what is holding them there and not getting them to turn the corner and say, you know what, this is not right?
Okay, so in the Bible it talks about remember now the creator in the days of your youth, right? Where the evil
Mhm.
days draw, where the evil days have not yet come, right? Now in many places the word of God said that as a sower or somebody who is considered to be a soul winner must now enter the communities before night reach, right? Now night in the Bible in that depiction serves as a purpose of darkness, right? So what we
Mhm.
experiencing now in we country is that night has fallen upon many communities. Now I'm sure you could remember growing up where a church could have gone into any community and set up and preach and
Oh
do
yeah.
street crusades and do soul winning. I'm sure everyone on the platform could follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes.
really and truly at the moment, it's not possible. So therefore, even if a young person want to come to the forefront, crime gets so dread that he cannot even leave the barriers of where he is living. Now remember, if anybody understands a bit of spirituality here, right? From now, I like the Bible is what helped me, so I will share from the Bible's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not an attack on anybody else, so please don't get it as that. But remember, the word of God said that God has anointed me to set to preach the gospel number one, to set the captives free, to bring deliverance to them that are in chains or however, right? Now, if it is the church, now the Prime Minister made a call where he said that the churches now he want them to get involved, right? You all are aware of that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but the landscape of thing change so bad where if a young person really desire change, he really want that change, but he's stuck in a community where he cannot come out. And him not being able to come out, the church also cannot enter.
Mm.
Then he would stay in that situation forever. And if it had a video I made recently, right? Where I likened it to the four divers who was stuck in the pipe, right?
Mm.
Now, remember when the video was released, it showed that the divers were alive for almost 30 minutes, right? Now,
Mm.
in that pipeline, the divers were saying that hey, don't worry, but they was encouraging each other and saying, don't worry, they have a plan, they will come for we. Remember, we training this. We know that once this happen, they are going to send for us, they're gonna come in the pipeline, they are gonna rescue us, right? But Lo and behold, they didn't know that the pipeline was capped off. You following what I'm saying? So with the pipeline being capped off, the hope that they had of someone coming, the decision maker, didn't make a key decision in retrieving those divers. Now we can liken it to the same thing as young people. Young people are stuck. Many of these youths who are at-risk youths who find themselves involved in crime, many of them are stuck in the pipeline. Now it have a good few of them who saying, boy, somebody go come for you, boy. One day life must get better. One day things go change. One day. But crime is the cap. So crime is at the gate of these communities where the noise of crime, the noise that crime does make is so loud that it is intimidating anyone from even entering to save. And that's the same thing that happened in the pipeline. The managers of Paria and then the managers of the company was so worried that if they send a fifth man in to try and save these four, that they would lose the fifth man also. And so we see different fractions of government, NGOs, churches, mosque, temples, everyone, people want to help, but they're so afraid to enter these communities because like, hey, these people, them so bad inside it that, boy, we don't want to risk we good life to say we're going to save them. You follow what I'm saying? You all follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that is one of the key things we have. So we could only really impact and really reach these young people when we have a better handle on crime. And now a better handle on crime is not the government. You know? A better handle on crime is the community, somebody being that voice to rise up and say, hey, we want help all here. We're not going to put down with guns because I mean to say, remember, these areas are war in other areas. So you cannot expect them to come and say, okay, government, Dr. Rowley, we putting down with guns in the streets, let's send the police to pick up the guns. No, it don't work like that. But we just need to be there with arms wide open for when these persons are saying that, hey, we want help. You understand? We need to be there with an action plan ready enough to go in like a firefighter who is going in a blazing building. He was trained to out that fire. He was trained to rescue those who are in the fire. And the government and the churches and the mosques and the temples need to now start training people for when these type of persons like myself, when they reach out to us, we have an action plan to save them. Not that when they reach out, we now going to find an action plan to try and reach them. You understand?
Now, Joshua, I think that you're very resourceful. Have anyone in authority reached out to you to ask to help them in assisting in resolving some of the issues that plagues the nation today?
If I be honest, hardly any one of them reached out. But I understand how the game does go. But you know why? I am not bothered by them not reaching out. Because by the grace of God, my platform would be far bigger than their platform. You know? And I believe that just like how you reach out to me, others would also singularly reach out, and I would be able to pull resources from privatized persons. You understand? I would be able to rally those resources and be able to form like a campaign. You understand? Where I would utilize my platform and my resources and my skill set on entering these neighborhoods, and then the government would come on board. Then the people in these high places would come on board. But as for now, everyone would sit on their high chair and say, okay, another one here, he's saying positive things, but really, but a lot of persons are armchair executives, as my pastor would call them. They want to sit on the chair and give instructions, do this, do that. Now, most people who hold positions were appointed. Many persons didn't work or deserve the position at the whole. Now, when someone give you a position, what you do in that given position is enough to keep the position. So you will do what the person who appointed you wants you to do. You will do what would cause you to look good. So if reaching out to young Joshua Hercules for him to form a mobilization campaign where we could go into schools, go into crime affected areas, because I have the down to earth connection with these people. I could talk the language. If that is not of value to you, if that doesn't interest you, then you would not see it as being resourceful to reach out to Hercules. Because
Speak.
the person that put you in that chair, they don't really expect you to reach out to any. All they know is that, okay, do enough that we could be satisfied, that if the press one day call on we could say, I do this, I do that. But most people who hold office, they none of them have reached the capacity to really leave a mark that someone could say, hey, this person really hit the ground and I see he do a cleanup.
A question from the chat. How many friends changed their lives along with you?
So I would say indirectly, a lot of them. Indirectly, not any of them I would be able to recall to say change a life and following me and toe to toe with me now. I wouldn't be able to say that. But a lot of them was allowed an escape route by me changing my life, because it now meant for them that, okay, they don't have somebody to tell them we gathering here today, we doing this tomorrow. So they don't have a regimented person in their life trying to control the every moves and make them into militarized soldiers while being on the block. So they were now able to explore other areas of development. So many of my friends now, some of them stay in the life, but most of them who open a car wash, who open business, who doing good, who went back to school, so they got an opportunity when I left and the group split up to now see life from a different perspective, because everybody was looking at what it is Joshua really doing with his life. Now, when they saw and they understood what I was doing with my life, they now started scampering to also do good with their life too. So I would say that my change brought a lot of relief for many of my friends.
Excellent, excellent. Do you have any girls that followed you to, were in the bad life and now in the good life?
Yeah, I have many female friends who I actively was able to pass them through my church.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of them never stick, but I mean to say the knowledge that they get was enough to set them on the right course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Somebody wants to know, when the youths come to you, where will you take them? Because giving the youths hope is one thing, but what is the end game?
So, like I would say, when the youths come to me, where would I take them? Number one, hope is a good thing, but I want to offer more than hope. So what I am doing is building a network of resourceful people. So what I am doing actively, and the reason why I took this interview was because I see all these as building platform. Now, why am I building a platform? I am building a platform whereby supermarkets may now be able. Yes, 1 minute. Yeah. So I am trying to build a network where I have businessmen and groceries and employers rooting behind me. So that when a young person comes to the forefront and we are now able to work along with them and we start seeing change, one time they would be able to be enrolled probably in a job that best qualifies what they would like to do.
Yeah, but someone asked the question, Joshua, isn't that ungodly not to help the afflicted because you're scared? How can you believe in God and be scared?
You see, the Bible says two things being a follower of Christ comes with. Number one, you had to have mercy, you had to have grace on person, you had to have love, but then you also had to have wisdom. Now, the young persons that we seeing, look at the type of rifles that firing off in the country nowadays. You understand? Look at the type of wounds that these bullets are leaving. So it would be very unwise to say, okay, I have God on my side, so I am going without fear. Now you have to now be able to connect with these youths. If it is these youths find you fishy, they don't understand your motive, or you don't connect with them, you could be the one to not leave the area. So therefore, you would now have to find the blueprint, like our dear sister was saying, that we are the ones that they would come to for the blueprint. So now the blueprint is what you would be able to show with them, is what you would be able to show with them that this is what we are doing, this is why it is we are doing it, and this is the opportunity that it would present to your community if you guys are on board with us. So you
Joshua,
cannot just, yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it's not just to say that, okay, it's not just to say that I am not afraid. I have God, so I am running in the battle without armors. Even in the word of God, it say put on the full armor of God. So if in the spiritual you have to put on the full armor, in the physical it are armors you have to put on. And the armors you will have to put on in the physical is being able to work along with the relevant authorities who have dealt with these persons that you are now willing to deal with from a more realistic point of view.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Joshua. I was going to ask you, why doesn't the police have programs in place that, you know, when we talk about this sense of armor, that a person like you can go into these communities, but you need a little sense of, be able to feel comfortable too, because you might be a stranger to those communities, right? And I'm sure if they had like a community policing, for example, with community policing, they might be able to help, and a person like you could come in, they could see a person like you have gone from, what you was before to what you are now, and can use an example. What do they have things like that?
Um, in my country, yeah, it's like the police youth club and stuff.
But going in the communities, though, actually going into the communities.
Yeah, so the police youth club, they actually set up in the different communities. But to me, I don't really find that effective. It's not really effective. And then people have a stigma about the police. People stigmatize the police a long time ago. So remember, from generations before up until now, persons stigmatize the police so much that even young people now not willing to really work along with the police, even if they are promised better in the end.
But what organization do you think youths in Trinidad and Tobago will be willing to at least have them come into the communities and talk to them? Is there any organizations like that?
So I would say I saw the Ministry of Youth Development taking a key approach, and I would say that that is one of the ways that they could regain some trust. We need to now allow these like the various counselors and stuff. Now you all remember how community development used to do it long time, where they would come to your particular community, they would set up like 20 different tents. Then the police might take up about two tents. They would bring some marijuana that they seized from 10 years ago, some knife and stuff that they seized. They would show the youths the real evidence that they had, and then they would do like these blood pressure testings, and then they would have these different agencies that deals with youths and YTC and prisons and stuff. You all remember that?
Yeah, well, I do remember. I lived Trinidad a long time ago, but it's a great idea.
Same here.
So I think we need to bring back that on board. I can remember it because I used to have it in my community, where you would get the hands-on truth. A lot of youths are being sold dreams. They are being sold dreams. So when it is we are now able to get community development back into the communities like this, it will serve as an avenue, because when community development enters, now when they go to set up at least 10 tents, now 3 of these tents could be for spiritual development, for anyone who wants to do a follow-up. So it makes the community a bit more friendly. You understand? It gives a more friendly approach. Okay, the government is now partnering with these external agencies to bring a peaceable solution to what they are facing. So it would serve a better purpose in that sense. Now, any other thing, I'm not too sure how it will work out.
So Denise G says, based on what Joshua just said, it appears that more community-based organizations are needed. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I would say more community-based organizations are needed, because you see, community-based organizations are the ones who would know what is the needs of the community. So a lot of persons will be crying out, we need this, we need that, we need the other. But if community development don't take the initiative to enter into the communities and understand that, hey, this is what the community actually crying for, this is what the need down there, then any other agency that go in is of no help to the community.
Now, Joshua, how is your business going? Your planting and your business. How is your business going?
Well, my business is going fine by the grace of God. It's going fine. But I believe I may have to leave that for next sitting, because I'm just checking our WhatsApp here where I would have to close at 9:30 to facilitate another meeting.
Okay, no problem.
I'm very very sorry for the impromptu notice,
Mm.
but I would be in close proximity with you. I would be able to be in reach with you and your team also, so you guys can always feel free to schedule another meeting to deal with the business and going forward like the other questions, because it's a lot to talk about.
Well,
It's a lot
Joshua,
to
I
talk
want to say, I want to say it's a pleasure meeting and chatting with you. And I hope those in the community who have the stigma that they attach to young men like yourself see that not all young men like yourself, remain in that life. And it's possible, if you want it, to come out of it and have a prosperous, fruitful, positive life. And I will be engaging with you more often.
And
And
Joshua, just before you go, last question, right? Joshua, how many
that's a
community
long question.
organizations have you partnered with in order to build bridges and share all those great ideas to pass on? Just give us a quick answer.
So I want to be honest with you.
Mm.
There are no community-based organizations where I live, and I have started my own. I am the one that started it. So I started hosting my own events, which the turnout has been very successful. I started going around the community asking different businesses close by for like sponsors and donations. And mind you, I have never taken anyone's money into my hand. So I would form a list. If I have to do a sports, I would plan the sports, do a budget, form a list of all that I need, and I would take it to different businesses and I would tell them that this is the reason why I'm doing these sports. I want to get the community more engaged so that I could hear more of the needs on what my community wants or any community that I enter. And with the resources that you provide, after these sports, I intend to now partner with these organizations for us to see how best we could reach out and get it done. So I am my very own community-based organization by the grace of God. I have not partnered with anyone because, as I said, for far too long, we hardly heard of community-based organizations actually doing a lot of groundwork in where I live. So it come like I am starting from scratch in this fight here.
So Joshua, we want to say thank you so much, man, for taking the time to join us. And we're gonna, I'm gonna get back in contact with you and we're gonna continue this discussion at some other time. But any closing words before you go?
I just want to say in closing, continue to keep the program running. Continue vying for you to continue being a program and a platform that advocates and give the youths a voice. You know, it's one of the best things that you could ever do. And then keep strategizing, keep strategizing, think of ways to establish your platform even more solidly throughout, because I would be bringing to the table a panel of young persons that you could actually utilize in order to hear like different perspectives from different young persons in the near future, once I believe that we have a good working relationship functioning.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
We'll be in
thank
contact.
you.
All right?
Great hope.
Take care.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you
All right.
also.
Take
Good
care.
night, Joshua.
Night,
Mhm.
sir.
Good night.
So there you have it, folks. The young, vibrant,
Mhm.
excellent.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Was on the wrong path, but he find his way finally. Finally, he find his way.
See
Mhm.
how hopeful things are. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I think things are very hopeful when people like him are in the mix.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Definitely.
Hmm.
But you see what it is that, it's not where you start,
Uh-huh.
You know, it's not where you start. Yeah.
Tell people that all the time.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
you see the dynamics of the way, not that way I'm talking down on his home life, but you see the dynamics surrounding him as he's coming into manhood, young manhood, no father, the mother,
But
you know, you see?
Diana, you want to use that no father thing as a crutch
But
for
he himself said it.
but and I could use the no father thing as a positive. So there are
Well,
many,
well, that is 2 out of 3. Me, you, and him.
but there
Two
are
out of three. Me
but
and he had negative effect. You had a positive. So
but
let me move from there.
no, but there's
But
facts.
here,
Yes,
but Anselm, I keep telling you, there's historical data and research that shows the absence of a father in the home, the majority, the problems that come out of it. There's a lot of problems that come from the absence of a father in the home. You can't tell me that. No. Okay? You may be an outlier, but the absence of a father in a home affects the child tremendously. The girl child in many negative ways, and the boy child, same thing.
what is
All
this?
right? You may be an outlier, but
What is
let me
the
go from there.
statistics? No, but what is the statistics?
I'm not one of your students in your classroom.
No,
I
but
don't have
you
to go and pull no
no,
statistic.
but yeah,
I am a statistic talking to you
yeah,
now.
but
I
you
am a
could just say,
statistic.
so you
I
could
had
just
no
say
father in my life.
you could just
Okay,
say
and it
something.
affected me negatively.
No, nobody said
You're talking to a statistic, and we had to Google nothing.
yeah,
And you,
yeah. Because what about
Anselm,
the 10% of people?
I did a paper on that, and I researched it, and I know what I'm talking about. I don't have to Google nothing for you now, but you could Google it if you want.
You don't have to Google it for me, but the
You
people
can
out
Google
here,
if you can Google if you want the absence, and I will emphatically say the absence of a father in the home affects the child tremendously in negative ways. All right, let me go get a cup of tea.
Okay.
all I have to say is this: is that we have there's a statistics in this country that with regards to fathers missing in the thing, and they say that the problem with black youths in this country is because of fathers missing. The major problem.
Bring me on.
And when you Google it, it's not true. It's absolutely not true.
What did the absence? What they said the absence of fathers? What?
In black households,
Communities.
especially in black communities, right? It's the problem why the kids are in the problems that is. And it's not
And I did not make that
absolutely not
statement. I made a statement: the absence of the father in the child's life in the home.
but
It
it's
does
the same
affect the
thing.
child.
It's the
I didn't
same
say the
thing.
absence in the black home. I said the absence in homes, black or white, affects the child negatively. And you can Google that and get your answer. I'm not one of your students,
No, but
depending on an
you
essay.
always
Give
been
me
one
the
of
hot
my
tea.
students. That had nothing to do with you being one of my students.
But you always talking about where's the facts, where's the
Yes,
statistic?
I am because I am factually based. You could
And
make
I
up
and
anything.
I well,
I
that's
could
you,
tell you,
and I am experience based.
I could
I
tell you the world is
suffered
flat.
because of the
Would you
lack of
believe
a
that?
father. My father in my life and my home.
If I
I
tell you the world is flat,
come
would
on,
you believe that?
Anslan.
If I tell you, I'm asking a question. If I tell you the world is flat, you believe me?
Anslan, well, boys born. I ain't going around there with you today, nah.
I'm
Boys
asking you
are
a
born
question.
with
If I
boys
tell
are
you the
born
world is
with the
flat,
instinct of survival. I don't think the absence of a father would change that. Only if the boy mother poison. Oh God, Father, rest our hand on these people. It
yeah,
takes
yeah.
a very strong-minded child to succeed without
See,
parents.
and
Preach,
I'll say
Lana.
it again. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. There appears to be in your thinking a
Oh
man.
Lord.
I will say it again. In
And
your thinking, there seems to be a man problem
Anselm,
because of
you
your
are erroneously trying to deduce appearances. Move on.
I'm not trying to deduce anything.
You are erroneously deducing appearances. Move on.
Mhm. Yeah,
Criminal Justice 101. Capisa, why is so?
yeah. It just seemed to be to me
Google is not an accredited source.
there's
You
a man
sure right, Capisa?
for who? For who? For who?
Capisa, you're sure right. People don't read no books no more. They
No,
don't read books anymore. They Google everything. Google.
yeah. So don't Google nothing and just read a book, and then
They
you put
don't read anymore. They
read a
Google.
book. Yeah, read a book. You
They
know many
Google.
you know many books tell you inaccurate things.
They Google. They Google or the Siri or the Alexa.
Nah, but my opinion, it's a man problem.
What man problem you talking about? Ask them you so away, like you're off base. You're not even on the field. You're not even on the field.
Okay.
You ain't on the field, and I can tell you that. You're not even near the running track.
Highly correct is right. Listen to this. All them rappers have no father but paying their mother bills and living millionaire lifestyle. Many of
No,
them
but look
don't-
at the lyrics. Remember Tommy? We're gonna talk about that. Look at some of the lyrics they're producing.
okay, and
Look at some of the lyrics they're producing.
and
And what does the music do to Look at some of the lyrics back in the day when we grew up. Now Tommy gone silent now.
No,
Back in the day when we
I haven't. I'm not silent. I'm just trying to do a good job listening. But
back in the day when we grew up, it was come to me and baby, you're my one and only, and I'm stone in love with you, and
everybody wanted to be in love. Everything was about love.
yeah. But now they
everybody
call
wants to be tough.
2023. You expect that to be same in 2023?
now they're calling it B. They're calling it B and H.
In
And back in the day, we were darlings, huh?
But listen, back then, what type of phone we had? What type of phone we had? Back then.
I didn't have no phone where I live, so.
What type of phone we had? All right, tell me what type of phone we had. You used to put your finger in and take the dial, right? Do we still have those phones?
No.
But I will tell you, there was Groyler encyclopedias in the house.
Come on. We had those phones. Now what we have? Smartphones.
Smartphone.
Phone smart now. Come on, man. You
So
expect
let me ask you something else then. So let me speak for myself, 'cause I don't know. I come from the area of love and this and that, right? And I have access to go and listen to all these negative lyrics. Why don't I listen to them? How come I just go and choose, the stylistics and the Delphonics and the Intruders and Gladys Knight and Lou Rawls, and how come how come I don't go to, I don't even know the closest rapper I just come to is a girl named, what's she name now? Adina Howard. And then I just go and sometimes I just listen as I'm on Black Eyed Peas. But and Will Smith, but I don't go. I like certain tracks of Tupac, certain tracks, the ones with positive thing, right? But when you hear me in my car, if you look at my playlists, there's old time Kaiso, old time disco, old time love songs. I don't have them raunchy thing on my playlist. How come? And I have access to them.
We have to be realistic. The music does a lot with the programming of the society, because programming is still input, process, and output. And garbage in will give you garbage out. But
you're right, Capiza. I will elaborate on your point you made. Those children in Tobago singing them dirty lyrics at me. I'm trying to get a hold of my friend Xavier Edwards, because he put a post up on Facebook, telling the Buko, whatever organization, that he's disappointed. And I said to myself, which is they really singing? Terrible lyrics, man. You just listen to Santana, Leroy, and Driver. Lana, you're tripping,
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to face it. What we are getting is what we are programming.
Mm-hmm.
The output is what we have to deal with, and all the consequences.
How come the Indian used to sing them thing? Capisa, I can't answer that question. How come the Indian youths don't sing them thing? I cannot answer that question. You see what Capisa say, right?
No, listen, this hip hop is has no boundaries when it comes to ethnicity. You know, when you really think about it.
Kapisa will be very much surprised
Up
that
here.
them people singing them things. Let me give you guys an example. At the university, we have, I mean, the university is a predominantly white university, right? We have a volleyball team, we have a baseball team, we have a football team women. Most of them are predominantly, because it's a predominantly white university. Most of them are predominantly white. You all know what music they be listening to?
Mm,
Hip
What
hop,
music do they be listening to?
hip hop.
There you go. All kind of cuss words in it.
mm.
That is what they're listening to. And let me give you an next example. My kids, I could talk about my kids, when they grow up, they never know anything about listening to all them kind of explicit lyrics and all them kind of thing. They don't know that. But you know what? Go into one of them car and listen to what they're listening to. They didn't know that from their parents. They ain't know that from their parents. That is what's happening today. That doesn't make them bad kids. That doesn't make
Nobody,
them bad
nobody
kids.
said they're bad, but ooh, some of the lyrics, I'd be like, oh Lord,
That is what
Father.
the kids are listening
Ooh,
to today. You want to get kids listen to Lou Rawls and Teddy Prendergrass? Turn off the lights.
that's right. And
Candle. Kids
all
don't want
righty, sing it on Slam, sing it.
no lights. They don't want to turn off no lights. They want the light on.
So good when somebody loves you back. Come on, Tommy, give me a love song.
We
Oh,
gotta keep it real, man. We gotta keep it real. You talking about that's your times and my times. Them times gone.
the raunchiest rap song I listen to is by Adina Howard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know which one that is, Tommy?
Coco say, them daddy that gone through. Coco son telling him he want to do this. Daddy that gone through. We gotta be real. We gotta be real. We may not like it, and we hope our kids make the right choices. But when them kids go out, you could control what they're doing.
Nope. You can't even control them in your house.
No, you could control them in your house.
You think you're controlling them. Them just following your instruction. You
No.
ain't controlling them. But
Yes.
once you are not controlling them, they're
I-
following your instructions.
No. I don't want to control them. I don't want
Okay. Now
control
I'm
them.
glad you catch yourself.
I want them to have respect for the house and for them to do the right thing while they're in the house.
Mm.
Because I cannot control them when they are outside the house.
I
Rules will
followed
be-
instructions. But when I turned 18, I left everybody and the instructions right there. And people were trying to get in my head with foolishness. And I leave all that there. So you cannot, you make your children, but you don't make their mind.
Eiley says in India, hip hop is the culture now. A rapper from Canada went and a gang murdered him in the streets of India. What do you think
Mm.
it is? Well, you see them listening to them music. When I just be on the bus with them kids and them, is explicit lyrics. I don't even know who's singing the song. And I go tell them, or you turn that off. You can't tell them turn that off.
Nope.
Freedom. You trying to as a matter of fact, many of you all, if you all know Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is a new coach at Colorado University. And he was having the kids pray during meetings and stuff. What? Our organization tell them, he making the people pray against their will if they don't want to pray. They have to stop it. What kind of rights people today? What? Yeah, Genies, chat GPT, absolutely. Yeah? What kind of rights today? Well, I think it's easy. You could tell a person they don't want to listen to them explicit lyrics. Tell them now.
Well, right in my house, yeah. I mean, hello, we listen to Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah.
Marco said this
When in my car, you listen to Teddy Pendergrass. That's right.
No,
The Stylistics, the OJs.
Yeah. But you ain't got no young kids in your car.
It won't be about well, so what the car they gonna have?
No, but they ain't riding with you. If they ride with somebody, they're riding with somebody else.
Oh, really?
They ride with you, but they have their earphones in.
Oh, yeah. All right.
They have their earphones in. And they don't listen to Teddy Pendergrass.
Teddy Pendergrass. So good when somebody loves you back. Yeah.
Stone Age kind of thinking right there.
Yeah, but Anslam and Diana.
Hey.
What happens is this: there are children or young people who are able to discern and know the difference. And then there are those
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
there are
are.
those, there are those who internalize all the negativity and live it. And children
And,
live what they learn.
Children live what they
and
learn.
explain Tobago Goat Race Redemption.
This
Akabiza, I can't explain that, okay?
So Trinidad Margot said this interview shows the importance of helping people, personal strengths, and lack of fun finding an effective mentor. If only we can change one person's path in life and save young men's life. And Trinidad Margot, that is so important. I never forget, boy. I went to Trinidad one year and I said I want to speak to all these schools. I want to go and speak to all these schools in Lavantil. I went to move over Lavantil Secondary School and I spoke with a few kids there. I also went to Belmont Secondary School. I went to Success Secondary School as well. And what other school? I went to Tranquility Government Secondary School. Which other school did I go to? Right? I think those are the 4 schools that I went to. And I can tell you, many of the kids are clamoring for positive mentorship. Many of the kids want somebody to talk to them and talk to them about a career path, what you could do with your life, what you could achieve, what's out there for you, because people are just not telling them.
And thus, that was my approach to the then Minister of Education, Garcia. I wanted to establish a program like that. Now you understand? Good. I saw, because I was in touch with a whole heap of principals from different schools, I engaged with them. And they were telling me of all the problems that are rising. I sat down, I spoke with, I belonged to a program like that in the Brooklyn area. And, I had a unit of my own, I would train people and I said, this could work in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is what I wanted to do. But nobody engaged the little black girl, so that's what it is. What is Capiza Drive? Yeah, I know Marvin Gaye father shoot him in front of his mother.
The Bible said, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." There is a poem that says children learn what they live. If a child live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If a child live with hostility, they learn to fight. If a child live with ridicule, they learn to be shy. If a child live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. If a child live with tolerance, they learn to be patient. If a child live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If a child live with praise, they learn to appreciate. If a child live with fairness, they learn justice. If a child live with security, they learn to have faith. If a child live with approval, they learn to like themselves. And if a child live with acceptance and friendship, then they will learn to find love in the world. One of the most meaningful gifts.
With the next winter night, the Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Finally.
Okay, so yeah, what was the purpose of your video?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you cut me off? I was making a thing and you just dropped the video and you didn't let me finish my point.
No, I thought you were finished.
Oh.
That wasn't to cut you off or anything. I just thought you were finished.
I was talking and you just drop it in. You didn't let me make my point. And when you play back the broadcast, you'll see. No. So I get what I got that message already. Hey,
Diana, if you have, I am sorry that I played the thing when I thought you were finished, and I played it. If you want to make your point, you can make your point. I am sorry that I played it while you were speaking. If you want to make your point, you can make your point.
Okay. You muted your mic, Diana.
Okay, then she doesn't want to make a point. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Denise G says, Anselm, perhaps we can start a mentorship program here to help the youths in Trinidad. Denise, I hear you, eh? And we go talk about that. We talk about that. We can talk about that. Don't call Naran and drive. Thank you, Joshua, for coming to the village. Family is much appreciated. Yeah. You know, so I wanted to okay. Oh yeah. I think we talked about this with regards to the 9 Cubs that get arrested. You know, we should it is something that we have to pay more attention to. All right. And hold on, I want to play this video here. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, here it is. Former Superintendent Johnny Abrams. And this is part of the problem we have in Trinidad and Tobago. I have been told that this guy who was a former superintendent was very successful in his constituency with reducing crime and doing many things in his constituency. But now he's just twisting in the wind when he could be of a great resource to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. To take
Shoguanas is the headquarters of Central Trinidad. And you have the worst set of officers working there.
And this coming from the man who used to head the Central Division.
I went to Shoguana Station yesterday, I almost cried.
The former senior superintendent said in Central there's a disconnect between the police and the people. And there seems to be a lot of desk-bound officers who should be getting their boots dirty in the streets. But Abraham, a man who had a reputation for a forceful approach with criminals, also criticized other officers for failing to send the correct message when coming face-to-face with lawbreakers. Abraham referenced a recent home invasion in Arangwes and said while the police did shoot and kill one of the suspects,
the thing is that they hold the next 5. What difference did I make with the next 5? I ain't telling them to commit no murder. The police, I tell the police to commit no murder, but what difference did I make with the next 5? When you send that kind of message, you want to bet me there come back to our people?
Abraham told the audience that there's no point with letting justice happen naturally.
Laws, waste of time in this country. Imagine I resigned 7 years now, and I have matters in court since 2000. Since 2000. Yeah, great is the PNM.
But it wasn't just officers he urged to send a message. Abraham pleaded with the public to not make themselves soft targets, going as far as to suggest they too fight back.
I'm not telling all what to do if somebody come in all your house. And all your arm, all your separate cutlasses. I can't tell all because I know some people must be taking it, but I really care. Deal with them in whatever manner you see fit, but you will know what to say after.
And the former senior superintendent said while in the TTPS, he defended civilians who stood up for themselves.
I'm not afraid about no back inquiries. David West and them had their work to do. The police service had their work to do.
And Johnny Abraham told Shoguana's West MP Dinesh Rambali, who hosted last evening's town meeting, that if ever the UNC comes back into power, he is ready to serve. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
Now you see, we have important people like him just sitting on the sidelines, right? And just wasting away. when he could be part of the problem that we have with crime in Trinidad and Tobago.
He part of the solution.
Thank you, part of the solution. Yeah. But you see, Tommy, the young man Joshua, right? I mean, he's a great example for many of the other kids in the communities who might be going the wrong path. You understand? And he can be a great example for people to say, you know what, boy? Joshua can say, listen, guys, I have been down that road. And
And I turned the corner.
Yes, he's fortunate enough to get out of it. And you hear what he said? Most of the people in it know they're gonna die someday. Right? And that's sad, man. That's sad. So we have to try and we have to do some type of thing that in order to stem the tides. But I think we have this philosophy that when there's not a father in the home, most of the males just go contrary. Right? I can say that where I grew up, there was a lot of families that didn't have a father in the house.
I've seen household with both mother and father, and the kids went
worse.
left.
They're gone. Worse. I have known, growing up in Chumaka, Claventel, I've known many single parent household with the mother, and I've known people who had both mother and father, and some of them who had mother and father was worse than we who didn't have a father in the household. You understand? So I think that the best thing to do is to have your mother and father in the household.
Agree.
That's the best thing. That's the best end result. But sometimes it's just not like that. I mean, Tommy, you were fortunate you had your mother and father, right?
Correct.
Right? So, and you turned out good, right?
Right. The only spell I didn't have them for was when they went away to the US.
Right. Well, I mean, I had a mother, and then when my mother went away for like 2 or 3 years, we were basically parentless.
I was 5 years away from my parents.
Right? We was about 2 to 3 years. And Tommy, we never got into, well, let me make sure about that. We never got into any trouble.
Correct.
We were on our best behavior.
Especially when knowing you have to go to the US too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And some it is true that most Afro-Trinidad homes are fatherless.
Talk, Judy. Talk it.
Is that true?
And why is that so? Why is the black man not in the home, taking care of the house, minding the children? Huh? Talk, Judy, talk. Mind all your pick-me. Stop making pick-me with 10 different women. All that foolishness. Mind all your pick-me. Anyway, people, I'm going to bid you good night. Go fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose here. I have some company here, so I'm going to bid you all good night. See you all next show. Nice being here. Sensitive topic. All right? And I really enjoyed Joshua's input. And y'all in Trinidad and Tobago, y'all at the helm down there, need to get this young man a work, a paying work, right? To deal with these things. Do find help, fund his organization to help so he can help those other people in his community. Yeah, you Dr. Rowley and Imbert and whoever, all of y'all need to fund Joshua Hercules. Get him inside and help him organize. That's what y'all need to do. So, good night, peeps. Good night, Tommy. Good night, Anselm.
Good Good night.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Good night, Diana.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what I have to do, right? It's true that most Afro Trinidad homes are fatherless. I I, I I would like to find out if that is totally accurate. Right? I will do some research on that. I mean that could be totally true, but then again, they say the same thing about here in America that most black households are fatherless, and it's not true. You know. So Hailey Albert Montano show more respect to men than women. So a man is needed in the home. Yeah, Judy, I am not saying that a man is not needed in the home. I think a man is needed in the home, right? It's better to have, as I said previously, it's better to have a both parent household than have a single parent household. All right? But there are many times that without a father, many kids do very, very good as well. But the best one is a household with both mother and father.
Sure.
So Judy, Albert, Hailey, Lana, Denise, um, Joan, Pizza,
Nadia.
Nadia, Trinidad, Margot. Please put closing comments in the chat.
Kish.
Takesha, yeah, yeah. Hailey said these youths were following Joshua because he was smart and intelligent. Yeah. He says Joshua made one thing clear to me that the youth pick him because they saw him as a leader and believe in him to lead them to a better life. Yeah? Folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. I want to do something real quick here before we go. Most Afro like Canadian, fatherless. Right? That's what it is, right?
Yep.
Right. Let me put that in. Okay. So,
What results you got?
this is what it says. It is not appropriate or accurate to make generalization about an entire group of people. It is also important to be respectful and mindful of the language used when discussing sensitive topics like family structure. It is true that Trinidad and Tobago, like many countries around the world, have a diverse range of family structure. While some families may have a father present in the household, others may not. It is important to recognize that the reason for this can vary due to a variety of factors such as divorce, separation, death, or choice of parents to live apart. It's also worth noting that focus on a specific group. Let me see if I could get a percentage. What percentage? Let me ask. Let me ask. What percentage? What percentage? Hold on. What percentage? Get that. What percentage? Okay. All right. Let's see if I get it. What percentage of Afro Trinidadians home are fatherless? Afro Trinidadians home are fatherless. Let's see. All right. Yeah. There's no specific data there. There's no data to show. And trust me, this will be able to give you what percentage of Afro Trinidadians, what percent of Afro Trinidadian homes are fatherless. Right? So until we can get that percentage, what percentage of what percentage of black, hold on.
See what Denise G says?
What's that?
This was a good reminder of why we need to rally around the youth and build bridges for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Serve as sponsors and mentors and inspire and motivate.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a prime example. I totally agree. I totally agree. No, they don't have anything like that. I want to get one more before we go, Tommy. Let me ask this one. What percentage of black homes in the U.S. are fatherless? Homes in the U.S. USA are fatherless. They don't have any statistics that lead to that. Okay, let me try something else. Let me try. What we trying to do here? We're just trying to Google something here. We ain't getting it. It says about 67% of black children are born into a single parent household.
67?
Yeah. That's what this says here. What race has fatherless? What race has fatherless homes in the US? 57% of black children, 31% of Hispanic children, and 20.7% of white children are living absent their biological fathers. Right? Here are just some numbers. An estimated 24.7 million children, 33% live absent of their biological father. That's an overall statistic. So there we have it, folks.
Yep.
What's the highest rates of fatherless home? What's the highest rate? Mississippi. As what state? What? Okay. Hold up. Hold up. 21% of white children are in homes headed by a single parent.
Okay.
So there we have it. Those are some of the numbers. Okay. So there we go, man. So what is my closing comment for the day? Um, okay, so here we go. Just because I post something doesn't mean I'm going through it. I might just like the quote. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later. Where, Tommy?
Yes, indeed. Still, love is still the key to life. I'd like to say, please do not look down on a person unless you're doing so to give them a hand, to lift them up. It's been a pleasure being here in the village. Looking forward to our next session. Till then, be safe. Love you all. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me see what the closing comments will be.
Highly closing comment. Gratitude is the key to power, Lord. I thank you.
Okay.
What else?
Eileen says, parenting is the problem, not an absent parent. Parenting is the key. Look at Joshua. His intelligence and smart led him down the right path. Nadia says, good night, everyone. Blessings. Nadia, closing comment. If we love ourselves, then we'll be able to love others.
True.
Yeah? Okay, what is your source? Yeah, Hailey says the fatherless convo is an argument that's not proven based on evidence. It's true. Um, Jeannie's closing comment. This was a good reminder of why we need to rally around the youth and build bridges for them. Silver Spon. Oh, you read that, right, Tommy?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you read that.
I stopped at sponsors and mentors and inspire and motivate like Joshua to build a better future for them.
Right. That was it. Let me see. I see Eugene Julian today. Eileen says, most fathers are never home. My dad, I never see until weekend. I wake up, he already gone. I go to sleep, he wasn't home. Yeah. Judy says, boys show more respect to men.
Eugene says good night, WZYE.
Oh, okay. Oh, good night to you, Eugene.
Judy says charity begins at home and ends abroad. 100% correct. Teach kids to be kind, giving, and sharing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we go out with tonight, boy? We had to find like a parent song or something. Hmm. What is a good parent song? Um,
I would probably give them Sparrow Education.
all right, let's give them that one. Education.
Because if they're educated, foolishness wouldn't sway them.
Yeah, but you see, I like a lot of the things Joshua said tonight because he's been in it.
He had to have it. He had to have it in him from the onset. Like we see, he had the foundation. That's why he was able to
he was able to navigate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they have to use people like him. You know?
Mm-hmm. Good night, Nadia. Blessed good night to you too.
Yeah. All right. I think we might be able to use this one.
Snap your W2.
Let me see. Hold on. I think we
Play
can
it to play it. Capisa says play a Tobago song.
in education. We go play Tobago. What's that Tobago song?
I don't know.
What Capisa mean by a Tobago song?
All right, one more time. Now, if we have any older folks here, sing the chorus. Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population need town education to be recognized anywhere you go. You gotta have your certificate to show to enjoy any kind of happiness. Knowledge is the key to success. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you go get ready. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today. Hit it. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, oh. Ba, 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 da, da, da. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. For employment, yes, employment, you must be intelligent. It's essential, very essential to have your credentials. Remember, if you're block-headed like a mule, no one will employ a fool. You will be the last one to be hired and the very first one to be fired. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you gon' catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You better off dead, 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 dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't follow idle companions, or we will get burned. To earn, you gotta learn. You gotta learn.
Illiteracy, illiteracy is man's greatest enemy. So it's your duty, yes, your duty, stamp it out completely. Ignorance always impedes progress. Education saves you much distress. Learn, 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 learn as much as you can. This nation's future is in your hand. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you're going to catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. I mean dead, dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today.